Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to kick off night number 2 of your Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour here at the Clay County Fair Speedway with the first of 2 big heat races in your Mach 1 IMCA Sport Compacts, brought to you by Culvers and Carroll. Heat race number 1 brought to you by Malberg Motorsports. Let's take a look at that starting lineup. On the pole, that is going to be the M80 of Mark Smith. To his outside, that is the 10N of Camden Nearing.
To the inside of row 2 from Dove Creek, Colorado, the 17 SG, that is Stephanie Spangler. To the outside, the 8K from right here in Spencer, Katie DeVries.
Row number 3 to the inside, that is going to be your 2021 IMCA National Champion coming to us from Dunlap, Iowa. It may say 22 on the car, but he's registered by his number, the 24M. Kane, the band of Malberg out of Dunlap, Iowa. And rounding out the field, that is going to be the 440 Jaden Erickson.
Everything we've done, we've upgraded. Now you can't outrun a champion.
As they come out of 4, night number 2 of the Midwest Madness Tour is green. And it's going to be Camden Nearing with the early advantage as he's going to get the jump on Mark Smith. Here comes Katie DeVries, though. DeVries looking to the outside of Smith. Smith shuts the door on her for her troubles. That is going to open up the door, though, for the 24M. The Bandits trying to come through, get underneath the 8K of DeVries. But it's going to be young Camden Nearing leading lap number 1.
Camden Nearing will lead lap number 1 as we work our way now into turns 1 and 2. As now Smith to the inside, DeVries looks to the outside now as we come off of turn number 2. It is Nearing, followed by DeVries with a slight advantage, followed by Smith, Malberg, and Spangler at the back of the pack as we come by the flag stand. It is Camden Nearing, your race leader, but here comes Katie in that 8K machine.
Of all the people you don't want behind you, Katie DeVries is one of them because she is deadly dangerous, in a good way, mind you. And looks like, just I say that, she gives him a little hi, how you doing? Little chrome horn action to the young Nearing. Nearing bobbles just a little bit to the high side. Katie DeVries going to go to the inside. Half a car length advantage to Nearing at the line.
2 to go this time by now for the 8K machine as she slips up now in turns 1 and 2. Camden Nearing now back on the outside. They'll battle side by side down the back chute now as they come into turns 3 and 4. DeVries with the advantage on the low side, but Nearing up top tries to get the car to hook up just a little bit more and will not do so as Katie DeVries will get by him for that top spot. And to the point, white flags out. One more time to go. Nearing back to the inside.
This battle's not over with yet as Nearing. He does the crossover into 1 and 2. Unfortunately, he bobbles just a little bit. That gives Katie DeVries the opening she needs. She's got just a small little bit of window. Nearing's going to drive it in deep. Not going to do it. Katie DeVries will win heat race number 1. Camden Nearing in second. Mark Davis third. Fourth to Kane the Bandit Malberg. And rounding out that top 5, that is going to be the 17 SG of Stephanie Spangler. Of course, Camden Nearing, if that name sounds familiar, it should. That is, his dad happens to be Kevin Lenz's favorite driver, none other than the 20N of Justin Nearing.
Heat race number 2 going to pull out onto the track now for their heat race.
Heat race number 2 also brought to you by Malberg Motorsports.
And it's going to be Gilbert Aldape in the 7G car from Sioux City, Iowa, starting on the pole to the outside from Mankato, Minnesota. It's the 9 and Nate Koopman.
Matt Miller to the inside of row number 2 and to the outside. He picked up the 2021 State of Iowa title in the Mach 1 IMCA Sport Compacts. From Stewart, Iowa, that's the 61F of Tyler Feeblecorn.
Starting shotgun on the field, 55G from Ida Grove, Iowa. That is Cody Gordon. Megan Sandvig, 33 from Spencer. Supposed to start to the outside, not making the call. As we come to green off of turn 4.
Matt Stubbe throws the green hanky in the air, and we are racing. And to no surprise, Nate Koopman jumps out to the early advantage. Gilbert Aldape sitting there in second. Feeblecorn up to that third place spot. The battle is on between Gordon and Miller. Give fourth place to Gordon right now. Feeblecorn snugs up right to the back bumper of Aldape. Of course, Gilbert Aldape, one of the Siouxland drivers, a very good compact driver at that as well, as he is following a multi-time national champion and holding off Tyler Feeblecorn.
As we work into turns 1 and 2, we're single file around the Clay County Fair Speedway. Koopman, Aldape, Fiebelkorn, Cody Gordon slides way high off of turn number 2. As now we will have just a small handful of laps to go to come off of turn number 4. Koopman, very strong runner here in the Sport Compact Division. And that white number 9 out to the race lead. Aldape, though, trying to run him down. Now it's come off turn number 2.
Aldape within about a car length and a half of Koopman. Now Koopman stretches out back down the back straightaway. Aldape again going to drive her a little bit harder down into 3 and 4, make up a little bit of ground. Fiebelkorn just hanging on for dear life right now, trying to stay up with the 7G of Aldape. Little smoke out of the 7G also in second. As tiny little bobble from Koopman, and Aldape's right there on his back bumper.
As we're working in turn number 3 and 4. White flag set to fly for the 9 and Nate Koopman as they work off of turn number 4. Aldape is there to the back bumper. Does he have enough time? And he's going to have enough time. 1 lap to go to try to get around the number 9 as Koopman pushes in turn number 2. Aldape tries to get to the inside, cannot do so. Now into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag coming. Koopman, can he hang on to it? Aldape now to the inside, and Koopman will take home the heat race win. Aldape in second. Fiebelkorn in that third place position, followed by Cody Gordon. And the 29 of Matt Miller.
Your next class up is going to see 3 big heat races here at the local track level. It is sponsored by Rabel Construction. It is sponsored by Razor Chassis on the Midwest Madness Tour. It is your Freezer Performance IMCA Northern Sport Mods. Heat race number 1 is going to be brought to you by Quality Drainage Solutions. On the pole, that's the 26S of Jace Witt to the outside of Jace Witt. That's the 1ST of John Kleinsma.
Into row at number 2, the 14 from Jefferson, South Dakota. That is AJ Bower to the outside from Bakersfield, California. 17A, Adam Baker.
Inside row number 3 from West Fargo, North Dakota, that's Tori Fisher in the 9. And to Tori's outside, that's Cameron Vanderweerd from Alton.
Here, 4th final row, Taylor Cool from Cave Creek. Here's on to the inside, the 2K machine. Alec Fett from Burt in the 08. We are Green Flag Racing. Heat race number 1 for your Sport Mod division.
Kleinsman's going to take the early advantage as he gets ahead of Jace Witt. The 17A all the way out of Bakersfield, California. Had an amazing run last night up in Worthington too. Adam Baker is settling for 3rd, but actually I should say not settling as he's trying to get underneath the 26S of Jace Witt. But it is John Kleinsman leading lap number 1.
Kleinsman leads lap 1 as they work now off turn number 2. Witt and Baker, your top 3. Baker a little bobble now off of turn number 2. Tori Fisher sits in 4th. Alec Fett now the 08 machine. As he works his way now to the inside of the racetrack. Taylor Cool along for the ride as well. A 2 Cool machine. And she falls in the tire tracks of Ribbit. It's both wrong. AJ Boulware as Cameron Vanderweerd of 44 shuffled all the way to the back of the pack. Top 2 breakaway PJ as we work now into turns 3 and 4.
The best and only battle on the track right now as Taylor Cool dispenses of AJ Boulware. That is Alec Fett and the 9 of Tori Fisher. Alec Fett going up on the 3-wheel motion like he's in a 90s rap video. He is going to now dispense of Tori Fisher and go after Adam Baker. But up front, it is all John Kleinsma. Golf Oscar November Echo gone.
As we come off of turn number 4, the girls are set to do battle here now. Cool to the inside, Fisher to the outside. As they're wheel-to-wheel now off of turn number 2. Taylor Cool now the slide advantage. Tori Fisher off the track. Oh, the 9 car off the track and slideways. She will come to a stop the wrong way and a one-way on the back chute exit of the racetrack. And caution flag, I believe, will fly. She'll try to keep it going in front of the race leader of Justin Kleinsma. Tori Fisher was running in the top 5, PJ. And unfortunately off the track and around goes the driver out of West Fargo, North Dakota.
You know, many, many times I've been up here, whether it's been as a fan or as a fill-in announcer, I've seen a lot of people go off the backside like that. To be honest, that's the first time I've seen someone go off the back like that at full speed and actually losing and loop the car. Most of the time they're able to just get eased right back on, but unfortunately Tori Fisher not able to do that, spun it around, and we are under caution.
And it's one and done in the heat races, so she will retire to the pit area. Well, she will have to come through a B feature tonight.
So it is John Kleinsma leading Quality Drainage Solutions Sport Mod Heat Race number 1. Matt Stubbe's going to throw the green flag right back out as they're going to fire it off down into 1 and 2. Here comes the 26S, Jace Witt. Jace Witt knocking on the back door of Kleinsma. They're going to throw it way down in there. Looks like the 17A of Adam Baker going to work on the 08 of Alec Fett as well. But Kleinsma, 2 laps to go.
A little bit of tire smoke out the way to Alec Fett as we now race our way with almost 4 wide for a split second through turns 1 and 2. As Alec Fett has gotten around Matt Baker there in the 17. Taylor Cool trying to follow along as well. Cameron Vanderweerd working on the inside of the 2. Cool machine, a little bit of tire rub yet. As we've got the white flag out, 1 lap to go for Justin Kleinsma in the OK one-stop machine down the backstretch for the final time.
Once again, the best and only battle on the track right now is Alec Fett and the 17A of Baker. Baker not able to do anything. Justin Kleinsma's going to win the 26S. Jace Witt in second, Alec Fett third. Adam Baker fourth, and Taylor Cool rounding out the top 5.
So I got to correct myself here, PJ. I said Tori Fisher was going to have to come through a B feature. I was wrong. No B feature tonight for our Sport Mod division.
As so we will 23 of them, yeah.
So we will see her in the A feature.
So heat race number 2 of 3 for your Razor Chassis IMCA Sport Mods, brought to you by Horsepower Dynamic Dyno Services. On the pole, last night's winner, and again, I urge you to go to the Facebook page of AdvantageRacing.com. Watch the highlights. It was something. The 00 of Alec Fett into the outside, the 10E of Stacy Mills.
Zooms out of row number 2 from Boynton, Iowa. It's the 45R car of Dale Ricks Jr. to the outside. Right here from Spence, the 14Z, Zach Nogard.
The 1 and a Brady Joint to the inside of row number 3. Matthew Loft to the outside.
And your 4th and final row, Connor Vanderweerd, 21 out of Alton to the inside. Justin Kleins with the 1S. Well, he's going to work to the outside. I thought we saw Justin last race. I could have been wrong. As we work now into turns 1 and 2, everyone on the Advantage Racing TV Facebook page, welcome into this live look in here at the Clayton County Fair Speedway, as well as on YouTube and wherever else you are looking at this live look. And welcome in. Heat race number 2 of our Sport Mods here for the Midwest Madness Tour, presented by Western Iowa Racing Results, out on the track.
Stacy Mills with a sizable advantage over the 14Z of Zach Norgard. And then, of course, you got the 00 of Colby Fett, last night's feature winner up at the Worthington Speedway for night number 1 of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour, sitting third. And right behind him, the multi-time national champ, Matthew Loft, sitting in 4th.
Loft a little loose off turn number 2 that time by as Dale Ricks Jr. tries to close the gap between him and the number 9. As you've got the double-out Fett shot, as Ryan Dugan would call him, coming up to the back bumper, the 14Z, Zach Nogard. As now we look for a battle for second place, though Mills out in front. And it turns 3 and 4, still Mills, Nogard, Fett, Loft, and Dale Ricks Jr., your top 5.
Right now the field has started to string out ever so slightly. Brady Joint trying to get up to the rear bumper of the 45R of Dale Ricks Jr. Not quite able to do it, but right now everybody pretty much content to stay in line with each other, as looks like Colby Fett trying to look around and see where he might be able to get past the 14Z of Nogard. But other than that, everybody pretty much staying in line.
Staying in line indeed. As we come to 2 laps to go, this time by green high in the air. Mills is your race leader, still no change in your top 5. As Cameron Vanderweerd looks to the inside now through turns 1 and 2. White flag set to fly this time by. It's still Mills, Nogard, Fett, Loft, and we got Dale Ricks Jr. White flags out, 1 to go.
Stacy Mills, 1 more lap around, and he'll have a heat race win in a Sport Mod, which is very weird to say because we all know of him for a modified driver. But look at this. Matthew Loft, the bobble on the 00 of Fett. Loft going to be able to get beside him. Is he going to be able to get by him for third? Mills is going to win. Nogard second. And it's going to be Fett holding off Loft in third and fourth. Rounding out the top 5 is going to be the 45D of Dale Ricks Jr. Your third and final heat race in your Razor Chassis IMCA Northern Sport Mods, brought to you by Quick performance. On the pole from Beloit, Kansas, that's going to be the 77W of Tyler Watson. From Greenfield, Iowa, to his outside, the 57S of David Schwartz. Row number 2 to the inside from Hospers, Iowa, that's the 1J of John Foreman, to his outside. From Oskaloosa, Iowa, the 7V of Carter Vandenberg. The 79W of Bill Wegner from Armstrong, Iowa, to the inside of row number 3 with the 216 of Cameron Spangler from Dove Creek, Colorado, to his outside. And from Boyden, it is the 45D of Dylan Ricks. We just saw Dale Ricks Jr. Now we get to see the kid run.
And if you were checked in on Advantage Racing TV, we want to welcome you along here to the Clayton County Fair Speedway, night number 2 of the Midwest Madness Tour, presented by Western Iowa Racing Results.
By the way, we forgot one last night because we didn't see the message until late. I'm about guaranteeing he's checked in right now, sitting in his recliner in Columbus, Nebraska. Sorry we didn't get to shout you out last night, but the Round Mountain Sound, Jimmy Scott, I'm sure he's watching right now.
Oh, yeah, with a yo hoorah, we are green flag racing now off turn number 4, heat race number 3 of your IMC Sportmod division. As we work down to turns 1 and 2, car's going to start to file out real quickly. John Foreman quickly moves his way up to that 3rd place spot. As Tyler Watts, your race leader, 77W, Dylan Ricks from the back. He has had some great runs here in that 45D machine. He's trying to work his way in the front, slowly but surely, as he puts Wegner down to the back.
It is going to be the 216 of Cameron Spangler. For a second there, it looked like he was going to try and make a move on Vandenberg, but not going to happen. Vandenberg now going to work, and I apologize, sons of my eyes, but I do believe that is the 1J of John Foreman. Vandenberg kind of bouncing back and forth between Spangler and Foreman. That is the best and only battle on the track as of right now, as Tyler Watts is taking him to the Gapplebees on a race night, and he is out of here.
As Watts still your race leader, we work on turns 1 and 2. 57S of David Schwartz in that 2nd place spot. Foreman followed by Vandenberg. Vandenberg slides way up the track. As Cameron Spangler down to the inside. Dylan Ricks right behind them. Look at Ricks rip the cushion. He thought about pushing the issue 3 wide and thought better of it. Now works to the outside of the 216 of Cameron Spangler. Now through turns 1 and 2. Ricks is up on the high side, PJ, and he's trying to find the bite and get that thing hooked and bucked. And just as I speak, off the track he goes, comes back on, but he's got a few positions now to make up in that 45D machine.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he doesn't have a whole lot of time to make those positions up. So he better be whipping that car like a rented government plow mule if he wants to make any hay forward. 2 laps to go for Tyler Watts as he flies under the waving green flag. The Beloit, Kansas hot shoe has absolutely decimated the field right now. 57S of David Schwartz still sitting 2nd. 3rd is John Foreman. 4th, Carter Vandenberg. And 5th, the 216 of Cameron Spangler. But it's all Tyler Watts taking the white flag.
As we got 1 lap to go now for Tyler Watts in turns 1 and 2. 77W machine down the backstretch now for the final time. Looking good in this heat race. And he should have a good starting spot here. Well, we'll see with the redraw, I believe, later on back in the pits. As coming down the front stretch, he'll take home the checkered flag. Schwartz in that 2nd place spot. Foreman will come home in 3rd, followed by Vandenberg and Spangler, your top 5.
Oh, Scotty, they put on a battle royale last night, and we're fixing to it again tonight. It is time for your B&B Chassis IMCA Stock Cars Heat Race number 1, brought to you by Quick Performance, the first of 4 big heat races. On the pole, that is the 8X Lake City Raider of Dave Smith to his outside. From Boyden, the 27X of Randy Brand.
To the inside of row number 2, Jason Breeze from Meriden, Iowa in the 21B. To the outside, it's Austin Yodds in the 32J from Louisville, Minnesota.
Inside row number 3, that's going to be the 35 of Dynamite, Donovan Smith from Lake City. And from Boyden, the 17 of Austin Brand.
The inside of row 4, Roger Verdorn, the 04 from Sibley. To the outside, the 5L from Rushmore, that's Dustin Larson.
Your final row is going to see Kelly Shryock in the 3 from Fertile, Iowa to the inside. And the 33 VH of Dirty Dusty Van Horn from Atlantic. And it looks like Van Horn not making the call. we are green. It is Spanky. That is David Smith. Currently sitting second as Randy Brands is hooking the high side. He is checking out. It is going to be Brands leading lap number 1 with Smith sitting right behind him. Austin Jan still sitting in third. Look at the elevation of the left front tire on the 8 of Smith. Good Lord, not only is he leaving the left front at home, he's sending it about 40 foot into orbit on the left front of that Dodge.
As we work off a turn number 4, the 8 car way too tight, trying to get that car to rotate as he throws it in a little harder that time, and now 3-wheel motion down the backstretch now, but it is Austin Brands, Dustin Larson, and the 21 of Jason Breeze. And battling out on the racetrack now as Randy Brands will lead another lap, still followed by Smith, Jans, Brands, and Larson, your top 5.
Yeah, too tight definitely on that 8 car. He's putting it right along the cushion, hoping that a little bit of that lip will be able to help him rotate that car. A little bit further back, Kelly Shryock working on the 21 of Jason Breeze. Another driver that's kind of weird to see. He's a modified hot shoe, but yet he is working that stock car to perfection right now. Again, the 27 Randy Brands, absolutely Gandhi.
Brands is a veteran in the stock car division, so is Kelly Shryock. As Shryock trying to move through the field in the number 3 machine on the back bumper of Breeze now, as Austin Brands now tries to work to the inside of Jans. Dustin Larson, the 5L car behind him. Randy Brands is Gone gone. As 2 laps to go now for the Boyd, Iowa driver, the number 27. David Smith trying to keep the wheels underneath of him in that 8 machine. Jans almost there to the back bumper as we work down through turns 1 and 2.
The plain white wrapper of the 5L of Dustin Larson working to the inside of the 17 of Austin Brands. Meanwhile, it could be a brother battle as you have Dave Smith and old Dynamite Donovan Smith working second and third. White flag comes out. It is going to be the 27X of Randy Brands unless he has a mechanical problem. He has the heat race well in hand. But second, third, fourth, and fifth all still up for grabs right now. They're going to work their way into 3 and 4. And Spanky's going to take second. David Smith will finish second. Dynamite Donovan Smith in third. The 5L of Larson, Dustin Larson, will be fourth, and Austin Brands will be fifth. Heat race number 2 for your B&B Chassis stock cars is brought to you by Terminator Chassis. On the pole, that is going to be, here we go again, Scotty, from Audubon, Iowa, the Z3 of Wahoo, Mike Albertson, and to his outside, that is Dylan Fitzpatrick in the 82 from Magnolia, Minnesota.
To the inside of row number 2 from Chelsea, Iowa, it's the game changer, the 99X of Dallin Murdy. To the outside, the 5A from Boone, Iowa, Tyler Pickett.
Inside row number 3, also from Chelsea, Iowa, last night's feature winner, the Chelsea Charger, the 99D of Damon Murdy. And to his outside, from David City, Nebraska, that is the 68 of Damon Richards.
Simmer up, Matt Olson, Tom Hagedorn, and Justin Lunenberg round out your starting order. And just like that, PJ, look at the game changer. 3-wheel motion off turn number 2, the 99X. He is up front with that new Harris chassis. Last night's feature winner. It looks like a replay from last night, PJ, following in the tire tracks of the Z3 of Mike Albertson. As Damon Murdy hits the high side, looking for a position, and Tyler Pickett all out of sorts on the front stretch.
Talked to Dallin Murdy yesterday. They said that new car, with it only being the third night out on it as of last night, they were still trying to fine-tune it, tweak it just a little bit because it was still a little new car gremlin-y, I guess you could call it. Well, tonight, number 4, it looks like they have something figured out. We'll see if it works a little bit later on. It was fun to watch in the feature. Him and his dad carved their way through the field as right now, the Chelsea Charger, Damon Murdy, and Wahoo Mike Albertson, they're carving their own way around each other.
As Damon Murdy threw a slide job in turns 1 and 2, and Zach Hemmingson, Mike Albertson, the wrong 3Z there, moved him on in turns 3 and 4, and look at Albertson find the bite on the bottom, leaving Damon Murdy in the dust. As we got him about 3 wide down the backstretch now into turns 3 and 4, deeper on in the field. Meanwhile, Damon Richards, well, we got the battle of the Damons here, the 68 and 99D working down through turns 1 and 2.
The Chelsea Charger versus Mr. Demon Decal. As of right now, it is going to be Damon Murdy with the advantage, but here comes Richards. Richards to the inside. He's going, little door slamming action. Damon Richards throws a little hockey hip check at the Chelsea Charger, but unfortunately did not come out on the good side of that one, as Damon Murdy now takes back over that third place spot. The battle is over fourth and fifth right now, as that's going to be the 56M of Matt Olson. And
the 82 of Dylan Fitzpatrick as they work their way off at turn number 4. And we got a wheel cover on the 33 of Tim Rupp. How is that not blocking his view as they come off at turn number 2? Now 3 wide down the back straightaway. You see the wheel cover on the 33 right in front of the visor. And he's still running strong. The top side of Dylan Fitzpatrick slides him a little bit. White flag is out though for the game changer. 1 to go.
You've got to be kidding me. I have seen a lot of things in my time. I have never seen a wheel cover come off and hit a car just like that. You've got to be kidding me. But it is going to be the game changer, Dallin Murdy with the win. Wahoo Mike Albertson in second. The Chelsea Charger, Damon Murdy in third, Damon Richards in fourth, and Dylan Fitzpatrick will round out the top 5. Coming up for heat race number 3 in your B&B Chassis stock cars. Heat race number 3 brought to you by Spices Galore. I am not going to say what the line of spices is called, because while this is a pay-per-view broadcast, I've been in trouble for cussing on the mic before, and I don't want to do it again.
It's just good stuff. We'll put it that way.
Yes, thank you. On the pole, that is going to be the 16 of Aaron Spangler from Dove Creek, Colorado, to his outside. From Sioux Rapids, that is Little Dynamite, the TNT2 of Devin Tripp.
The 16-9 of Daniel Orr from Pauline, Iowa, to the inside of road 2 to the outside from Heartland, Iowa. 33M of Matthias Locks.
From Wallace, Nebraska, the 11K of Kyle Clough to the inside of road number 3. From Storm Lake, the 20N of Justin Nearing.
Travis DeMille, Jim Horsch, Bo Partain, and Roger Tripp around. Now it's your starting lineup here as we come to green, and into turns 1 and 2 we go.
Hey, Scotty, I got to make this joke for a second. I know I interrupted you. This is going to be an explosive heat race because we got TNT up front and TNT out back.
Well, we got Dynamite up front and back as we come now off of turn number 4. It's going to be Spangler, your race leader. Devin Tripp in that second place spot, Nearing in third. Great battle between Matthias Lux and Jim Horsch now for that third and fourth place spot. 3 wide as they now come 2 by 2 down the back straightaway.
Keep an eye on that 20N of Justin Nearing as he just went around Little Dynamite. Now he's going to set his sights on the 16 of Spangler. A little bit further back, it looks like Matthias Lux. That battle's still going strong between him and the 75 of Cascaron's Bo Partain. Also in there, Kyle Clough to the inside of the 6D9 of Daniel Ort. So we got a few different battles. Almost 3 wide towards the back. 33M of Matthias Lux gets scattered a little bit further back, kind of spit out like a watermelon seed.
And it's a Class 2 tough to tame, still under the green flag here at the Clay County Fair Speedway. It's Spangler, still your race leader. Single file. Partain decides to try the inside, and he'll slide up in front of Jim Horsch and work side by side. Devin Tripp now. Are they going to push the issue 3 wide? No. Tripp thought about it, thought better of it. As Partain will now set his sights on the 20 of Justin Nearing. Spangler leads another lap. It's going to be a barn burner, possibly finish here in heat race number 3.
Oh, Partain was trying to punch his ticket to slide. Job City couldn't quite get it done. Still does get the pass made, though. Puts him into second. And now he is right on the back bumper of Aaron Spangler, who has led this thing from the start of drop of the green. Now he's looking to the inside of Spangler. They are side by side going into 1. The 75C of Partain makes a move coming out of 2. He's 3/4 of a car length ahead. New leader, Bo Partain.
75C of Partain, your new race leader as we come to 2 laps to go off of turn number 4. Partain around Spangler. Nearing now gives the chrome horn to Spangler down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. Horsch down on the bottom side. They were 3 wide for a split second. Now Horsch up to second in the 21 car. As the white flag set the sail for Partain this time by Jim Horsch up to second. Does he have anything to challenge Partain?
He might have something to challenge it, but he's not going to have enough time to show that hand as Matt Stubbe, our chief starter, throws the white flag out. Horsch going to the whip coming out of 2, but Partain, he has too much of an insurmountable lead. He's going to go through 3 and 4, hold a pretty wheel one more time, and it's going to be Casa Grande's Bo Partain with the Heat 3 win. Jim Horsch in second. Justin Nearing third. Aaron Spengler fourth. And Devin Tripp, Little Dynamite, in fifth in your Spices Galore Heat Race number 3. Now coming up to your fourth and final heat race in your B&B Chassis Stock Cars. Heat number 4 brought to you by Quick Performance. And on the pole, that is going to be the 46 from Laverne, Minnesota, Colton Ahrens. And to his outside from Denison, Iowa, he was the very first ever stock car champion of the Midwest Madness Tour. That is the 10 of Mike Stapleton.
Road to the inside, 61 car from Primgar, Iowa. That is Jeremy Wolf. To the outside, Andrew Kloss in the 7C from right here in Spencer.
Inside row number 3, we'll see the Phoenix, Arizona native Nate Warren in the car number 8. To his outside from Clear Lake, he just came off of another tour where he picked up a win. That is the 6 of Chance Hollitz.
Fourth row to the inside is the 10 of Cole Nordquist from Beersford, South Dakota. To the outside, the 7L Warfare Motorsports Machine from Reading, Minnesota, Jeffrey Larson.
Your final row from Council Bluffs, Iowa, that's Dustin Ray, and the 19 to the inside is outside from Lakefield, Minnesota. It is Jason Fisher. We are green. Colton Aaron's going to be able to get a little bit of an advantage. He slides right up, wipes the nose of Mike Stapleton as the battle is on for third and fourth. That is going to be with the 7L of Jeffrey Larson and Chance Hollitz right now. Sorry, that is the 7C of Andrew Klaus and Chance Hollitz. Jeffrey Larson now getting around the 8 of Nate Warren, but up front it is all Colton Ahrens.
Colton Ahrens out in front, followed by Mike Stapleton, a little bobbled in turns 3 and 4. Andrew Kloss right behind him. Chance Hollins run the bottom side of the racetrack. As you got the 7C, the 6, and the 7L. 6 divided by 2 7s. What does that make, PJ? I don't know. Stapleton now down the backstretch as he's being challenged from the 6 car from Clear Lake, Chance Hollitz. Hollitz, a lot of feature wins here in that number 6 machine as he goes downstairs and being followed now by the 7L of Jeffrey Larson. 4-car battle for that second place spot as Ahrens is starting to check out here in the 46 car. Ahrens, one of your fastest in practice at Bristol Motor Speedway just last year, that 46 car. Hollitz, as we got the Warfare Motorsports Machine, Jeffrey Larson works to the inside, contact down the front chute now. We're still leading mean green.
Mike Stapleton better not bobble, because if Klaus gets by him, then he is going to a B, only your top 4 transfer. Of course, Stapleton had to go into a B feature last night, got caught up in an incident, did not get a chance to make the A feature. Andrew Klaus, he goes over the berm into the rumbly crumblies, and he loses a ton of ground and a spot to the 8 of Nate Warren. Colton Ahrens definitely walking away with this. Chance Hollitz, Jeffrey Larson, and right now Mike Stapleton is on the bubble. The 8 of Nate Warren's on the outside looking in, but he's ringing it high, wide around the outside. And at the line, he's going to take over that spot. 2 laps to go.
Colton Ahrens out in front, trying to punch his way to the A main here tonight. Hollitz, Larson, Warren, and now your top 4. Mike Stapleton just out of the top 4. White flag is out for the 46 car of Colton Ahrens. Working now into turns 1 and 2 on our final lap here for heat racing number 4 of 4 in stock car division. Colton Ahrens looks into turn number 3.
He's going to fire it off into 3 and 4 one more time. And Colton Ahrens is going to pick up Quick Performance Heat Race number 4 for your B&B Chassis Stock Cars. Chance Hollitz sitting there in second, Jeffrey Larson in third, and Nate Warren will be your 4 transfers. Unfortunately, Mike Stapleton coming home in 5th will be on the outside looking in. We'll have to see if he can come through a B feature and hopefully have a little bit better luck in that than he did last night. It is now time to take a look at your Wild Thing IMCA Hobby Stocks, brought to you by Demon Decals on the Midwest Madness Tour, brought to you here locally by Arnold Motor Supply. Olive's Photography, heat race number 1, and the lineup is going to look like this. The 24D of Paul Daigle will be to the inside. He is out of Sanborn, Iowa. To his outside, Jim Johnson from Unknown.
Nathan Ash, the 76 the inside of row number 2 from Armstrong. To the outside, the 45 from Sioux Rapids, Iowa, Drew Bargloff. as row number 3 to the inside. Derek Bargloff from Sioux Rapids in the 53 to the outside. The 20J of Darren Johnson from Dickens, Josh Seidels, Rusty Bates, and Kyle Kiner round out your starting lineup. And something amiss on that start there that Matt Stubbe didn't like.
Stubbe didn't like it. So again, Josh Seidels, Rusty Bates, Kyle Kiner are going to be.
I think I know why Stubbe didn't like it. Jeffrey Larson needing a push here.
Yeah, I was going to say, could it possibly be because the 7L is still sitting there?
Yes. Okay, let's try her again here off of turn 4. Daigle and Johnson will lead them. Green is out, and we're underway. Holly Stock Racing.
Jim Johnson, not to be confused with Jimmy Johnson, the former NASCAR, now IndyCar star, is going to take the lead coming out of turn 2, but Paul Daigle trying to fight back to the inside. Daigle and Johnson, oh, they lean on each other, and they both go around. Oh, man. Jim Johnson takes out the embedded tires, which signal to the drivers the C's Liquor restart zone. And oh my Lanta. The Bud Service caution flag is going to fly. Drew Bargloff is going to be leading as they're apparently going to count that as a full lap. So he is leading. Derek Bargloff in. No, never mind. I stand corrected. They are actually going to give Jim Johnson his spot back, it looks like.
A complete restart is coming now your way.
I wondered why they were getting in the Delaware double file restart position when we didn't actually get a full lap in. Now it's as clear as Mississippi mud. So it's going to be Nathan Ash and Jim Johnson on the front row. And Stubbe drops the green. We're going to try this again. Jim Johnson able to take a sizable advantage. Drew Bargloff, though, he is slinging around the high side. He is going to take off and head due west to try and get to the rear bumper of that 49. Seidels in the 99X sitting there in that third spot. He's going to whip trying to catch up to the 45 of Bargloff.
Josh Seidels now sits in that third place spot as it is Derek Bargloff, the 53 car, working to the inside of Nathan Ash now as we come off of turn number 2. Drew Bargloff, though, the 45 machine down to the back bumper of the 49 of Jim Johnson. Seidels riding the lip up on the top side of the racetrack as we'll come across the line here. Johnson still your race leader. Bargloff, Seidels, Bargloff, and Ash being battled now with Darren Johnson in the 20J.
Oh, Jim Johnson just got a little high. How's your father from the 45 of Bargloff. Little chrome horn action. And again, this time in the left rear corner, trying to get him a little bit loose, trying to do a little bump and run. While he's doing that, here comes Seidels. Seidels round the outside. He is going to pick off, almost picked off Bargloff. He's now going to be side by side with Bargloff for second and third, up for grabs right behind Jim Johnson.
As they work now into turns 3 and 4, Jim Johnson a little bit loose. Here comes Seidels on the top side, Bargloff on the low side. They were 3 wide for a split second. Seidels looking for the lead, but it was Johnson by a bumper at the line. As Seidels will stay on the top side, momentum on his side now. He'll pull side by side with the 49 and out to the race lead goes the 99X at Josh Seidels. Into turns 3 and 4. As we work now off of turn number 4, 2 to go, this time by for the 99X.
2 more circuits around the Clay County Fair Speedway for Jim Johnson bobbles. Seidels now your new leader. He's going to bring Bargloff right along with him. Jim Johnson, one small bobble was all it took to drop from first to third. As the white flag comes out, it is now Josh Seidels with the lead.
Seidels still your race leader, followed by Bargloff. Johnson single file around the Clay County Fair Speedway with a half a lap to go. Seidels will use the lap car to his advantage as we work now into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. We are looking for the big iron checkered flag here tonight, and it'll be Josh Seidels winning heat race, and it'll be Drew Bargloff followed by the 49 of Johnson, then Derek Bargloff, and Darren Johnson in the 20J.
your starting lineup for your horsepower dynamic dyno services hobby stock heat race number 2. On the pole, that is from Sutherland, Iowa, the 61W of Zach Weyer. And to his outside, from Spencer, Iowa, the 24, Jesse Logan.
From Adele, Iowa, it's the 13N of Dylan Nelson. To the outside from Mayern, Iowa, the 3Z of Zach Hemmingson. Marnie, excuse me, the 3Z of Zach Hemmingson.
Inside row number 3 from Spencer, Iowa, that is the T8 of Brandon Nielsen. And from Worthington, Minnesota, the 59 of Corey Gronwald.
Cleghorn, Iowa's Justin Frederick, the 83X to the inside of your 4th and final row. And last night's feature winner in Worthington from Bedford, Iowa, the 17 of Luke Ramsey.
As they pick up the pace, they hit the C's Liquor restart zone. And your big iron, your Emmetsburg Collision green flag is out. It is going to be Zach Weir with the early advantage. And they're bumping, rubbing, and banging, hip checking all the way through the field. Dylan Nelson threw a little bit of a hip check on Jesse Logan. And Zach Hemmingson now up to that 4th place spot. It is going to be Weir, the T8 of Nielsen. There's going to be the other Nelson, and Zach, the 3Z of Zach Hemmingson.
As we work now into turns 3 and 4, Weir up top. You've got Nielsen down low looking for the race lead. He'll have it now off turn 4. Nelson sits in that 3rd place spot to the back bumper. He'll cross underneath the 61 of Zach Weir as Hemmingson sits in that 4th place spot. Gronwald, your top 5. 2 cars beating and banging near the back as it'll be Luke Ramsey and Logan Frederick there as well. Zach Hemmingson will dive underneath the 61W of Zach Weir, now looking to the inside of Nelson as they come into turns 1 and 2.
Dylan Nelson would have made a great prize fighter because he juked high, juked low, juked high again, and faked out the 61W of Weir to be able to get around him. Now he's trying to make some hay to catch up to your leader, the T8 of Brandon Nielsen. Zach Hemmingson from Marnie sitting there in 3rd. Battle is on for 4th and 5th. That is Weir and Gronwald. Gronwald trying to hook around the outside of the 59 car as he had a little bit of trouble last night. He is indeed going to take over that 4th place spot. We're going to try to battle back to the inside, but not going to happen.
As 2 laps to go now for Nielsen in the T8 machine. Nelson behind him. That's the Nielsen and Nelson show. Hemmingson runs in that 3rd place spot, followed by Gronwald and Weir. Down the backstretch now into turns 3 and 4. White flag set to fly from Farmer Savings Bank. Fostoria white flag in the air for the T8 of Nielsen.
Brandon Nielsen in familiar territory, leading a heat race at the Clay County Fair Speedway by a lot. Plain and simply a lot. He is going to fire it off down in the 3 and 4 one last time, and it is going to be Brandon Nielsen taking home the Horsepower Dynamic Dyno Services Heat Race number 2. Dylan Nelson in 2nd. 3rd, going to go to the 3Z of Zach Hemmingson. Zach Weir in 4th, and Corey Gronwald rounds out the top 5. It is now time for your final heat race. It is going to be Quick Performance Heat Race number 3. On the pole, that is going to be the 87 of John Briggs from Cherokee, and to his outside, coming to us from Reading, Minnesota, the 16X of Blake Lewinberg. Coming to us out of Denison, Iowa, inside row number 2, that is a 7 of Big Al, Alex Stapleton, into his outside. From Bedford, Iowa, the 21C of Travis Kane. From right here in Spencer, the 8J of Jay DeVries into the inside of row number 3, into his outside, the 16 of Buddy Hadisek from Bedford, Iowa. Your final row is going to see Emmetsburg, Iowa's Chris Krug to the inside, and the 5AZ of Zach Tate from Coolidge, Arizona to the outside. Immediately Zach Tate giving a big shot in the shorts of the 16 of Hadisek as they go down into 1. It is going to be John Briggs with the early advantage. Lewinberg in 2nd, followed by Stapleton, DeVries, and then the battle is side by side for 5th. Was side by side for 5th. It is now going to be Buddy Hadisek who is going to take over that 5th place spot. But up front is Lewinberg trying to go to work on John Briggs.
John Briggs, your race leader in the 87 car, as you have the 7 of Alex Stapleton. Look at the back bumper of Lewinberg now. Jay DeVries right there as well in the 8J machine as they work off a turn 4. DeVries almost pulled side by side with Stapleton as 3-car battle for that 2nd place now into turns 1 and 2. Briggs starting to pull away now in the 87 machine, followed by Lunenburg, Stapleton, and DeVries. As a 91 car of Chris Krug sits in the top 5. Stapleton now the inside of Lunenburg on the bottom side of the racetrack now into turns 3 and 4. This is the battle to watch as they come down the front stretch into turn 1, PJ.
Alex Stapleton, the defending 2021 Crawford County Speedway track champion down in Denison, as he's finally gotten this car to wake up, having problems during the early part of the season. Now he's gotten back-to-back feature wins in that car in Denison on Friday nights, and he has now got second place as well. Can he go to the whip and get that Eliminator chassis up there and do some battle with John Briggs? Briggs with a sizable advantage. Jay DeVries to the inside of Lunenburg. That is for third. Trying to slide up, can't quite do it. Lunenburg's still there. DeVries drives it in deep into 3. Good, and loses it. For his troubles driving in deep, he loses the car. And waiting to see with 2 to go. No, we're going to stay lean, mean, clean, and green as Jay DeVries gets it right back going.
As we will stay to the green flag, Briggs, Stapleton, followed by Krug, Lunenburg now. And Zach Tate single file as we are way distance from each other in this heat race. White flag is flown. And Briggs will take it home now in turns 1 and 2. As it work now off of turn number 2, the 87 car. He's had some great runs this year already from Cherokee, Iowa. Now looking through turns 3 and 4 with a big iron checkered flag. It's up and out. He'll take home the heat race here tonight. Stapleton in that second place spot, followed by Chris Krug, Blake Lunenburg, and Zach Tate in the 5AZ, your top 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the big boys with the big toys that make the big noise. Your Cam Motorsports IMCA Modifieds. Heat number 1 brought to you by Century 21 Realtor, Quentin Robinson. And on the pole, it is going to be the double X of Jordan Rogoski from Sanborn, Minnesota, to his outside from Stanton. That is the 71 of Jeff James. Row number 2 to the inside from Trenton, Missouri, the 69 in of Corey Ray. And from South Sioux City, Nebraska, that is the legend, the 25 of Ricky, the Racer Steffens. From Beersford, South Dakota, that is the 10 in of Keegan Norquist, his outside. From Clear Lake, the 10 of Jeremy Mills. The X of Josh Rogoski from Sanborn, Minnesota, to the inside of row number 4. To his outside from Hayes, Kansas, the 808 of Dakota Sproul. Cody connects from Whittemore to the inside of your 5th and final row. And rounding out the field, he is your defending Speedway Motors IMCA Super Nationals fueled by Casey's modified champion, coming out of Torrance, California. That is the 5L of Cody Laney.
I got to give a shout out here, though, to our pole sitter, Jordan Rogoski. The Rogotskis are X, double X, and triple X. Look at the right side sail panel of the double X and tell me what you see.
Yeah, I noticed that right away. Hey, at least the numbers are on there and they're more visible than the actual wrap this time around. We got them all over the place. The 69 of Corey Ray tried sticking the car where it had no business being, between Rogoski and the 10 end of Nordquist. Nordquist got the worst end of the deal as he's going to lose a spot. The 25 of Steffen, now he's going to get it right back. But, oh my, what was that?
As Nordquist, the modified, jumping into a modified this year, will have the race lead. Will come now into turns 3 and 4. Jordan Rogoski down on the low side now trying to slide it up. He cannot get it done. We've got him 3 deep. Here comes Ricky Racer. Oh, hang on to it, Jordan. As we work now into turns 1 and 2. Modified madness comes early here tonight, PJ.
And look at this. From 10th starting spot, now 3 wide for second. Cody Laney, your defending Super Nationals champ. Oh, and Ricky the Racer Steffen bobbles. And unfortunately, the double X of Jordan Rogoski gets caught in it. Rogoski stops. Caution will come out. Oh, my. But as we were saying before that, Cody Laney up 8 spots so far, ladies and gentlemen, from dead last to 10, or, well, now I guess third, so it'll be 7 spots. Ricky the Racer Steffen, I have a feeling that he had a either go to the back or go to the principal's office type meeting. All right, so it is indeed Keegan Nordquist, your leader, the double X of Jordan Rogotsky inside, Cody Laney outside, the X of Josh Rogotsky, and the 10 of Jeremy Mills, your top 5.
As we work back to the green flag. And turns 1 and 2. Nordquist says we got him 3 deep once again now through turns 1 and 2. Josh Rogotsky to the inside. Laney up on the top side now as he'll set the crosshairs on the 10 and Nordquist who slides away high and almost into the retaining wall. In turn number 3 and 4, here comes Laney down on the bottom side. Knee racing with the 5L.
Oh, for a moment he led a little bit of contact between him and the 10 end of Nordquist. Now Laney's going to take over the lead, and he is going to rocket ship out of turn 2 down the back stretch and start pulling away. That opens the door for Josh Rogotsky to try and get by, and in fact he does get by Nordquist. Nordquist starting to drop like a rocket. Here comes Mills. Mills now going to hook it high, wide, and handsome to Kenny Wallace line to try and get around that 10 end. Unfortunately, all it's going to do is let Jeff James get by him.
As Jeremy Mills picked up the win Friday night, the Hancock County Speedway now looks to the outside once again, trying to get to the outside of 71 of Jeff James. As right behind him, you've got the 08 of Dakota Sproul trying to work to the inside now as everyone will hit the low line except for the 10 of Mills. Meanwhile, Laney gone here in this heat race. Rogotsky followed by Beersford, South Dakota of the 10 and a Nordquist as we work side by side. 3 wide off of 4. 2 to go now for the 5L.
Nordquist better not think about bobbling because he has a 71 of Jeff James from Stanton and Clear Lake's 10 of Stacy Mills right there as they're trying to go to work on that 10 end. And a little bit of rubbage race, a little contact. They are 3 wide. Where did Dakota Sproul come from? Dakota Sproul just pole vaulted himself into third, and around goes the 10 end. Looks like the 71 of Jeff James bobbled, had to get out of the throttle, and unfortunately the 10 end had nowhere to go. Spun out. Checkered flag going to come out. It's going to be Cody Laney with the win. Josh Rogotsky in second. Third is to Mills. Fourth to Sproul, and Cody Connect now gets into fifth. Unfortunately, only top 4 transfers, so Cody Connect will have to come through a B. Heat race number 2 is brought to you by Harris Auto Chassis. It is going to see the 6 of Ryan Jenkins from Omaha, or Blair, Nebraska, on the pole to his outside. That is a 2Z of Zach Rollins from Kellogg.
Josh Bonisher, the 80 car from Slayton, Minnesota, starts inside of row number 2 to the outside from Spencer. The 8 of Mike Jensen.
From Stanton, Iowa, that's a 37 of Randy Foote to the inside of row number 3 to his outside from Harcourt. That's a 4 TW T-Dub Tim Ward.
To the inside of row 4 from Jamaica, Iowa, Yaman. The 5M of Matthew Meineke to the outside from Sandmore, Minnesota, the Triple X of Jesse Rogotsky.
Benjamin Jagutsky from Welcome, Minnesota in the 7C. And from Ottawa, Iowa, the 141 Matt Bonine. Round out the field. We are green with Harris Auto Racing Heat Race number 2 for your Cam Motorsports Modifieds.
As we work now into turns 3 and 4 in the opening lap. Oh, hang on, we got contact, and we had a couple cars split 3 wide now off of turn number 4. Ryan Jenkins will be your race leader, followed by the 80 of Josh Bonisher now off of turn number 2. As are we under caution? Yes, we are. Benjamin Jagutsky around on the backstretch. There was a tractor in the way. Couldn't see the car right away.
So that's going to bring us to our Bud's Surface caution flag. So again, we are in Harris Auto Chassis Heat Race number 2 for your Cam Motorsports IMCA Modifieds for the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour. And it is Ryan Jenkins out of Blair, Nebraska, formerly out of Omaha. He is going to lead them back down to take the green.
As we'll have a 3 wide off turn number 2 for a split moment. T-Dub, though, to the inside of Bonisher now as we work into turns 3 and 4. A 4 TW looking for second. He'll have it as they come off turn 4. Bonisher shuffled back to third now. 2 by 2 behind him between Rogotsky and Foote and Bonine. On the outside looking into the top 5. As Foote now bobbles off turn 2. He will He will be passed by Rogotsky and Bodine. As a work now, and it turns 3 and 4. Here comes T-Dub PJ on the top side, looking for the race lead.
Unfortunately, the battle you were talking about a little bit further back, that's going to put Foot definitely into a B main, as right now it is Matt Bonine on the bubble and Rogotsky right there behind him. But as you look back up front, you got Jenkins on the low side, you got T-Dub hanging right around the cush. T-Dub is going to lead that lap.
Tim Morton, the new race leader now, the 14W. Jenkins works on the low side of the racetrack. He'll have a little bit better drive now off turn number 2 as Tim Ward now with a better run in 3 and 4. Ward will hit the high side. Jenkins down low, momentum on the side of the 14W as they come off a 4, and Ward now back to the race lead. We had a car way up the track and almost in the retaining wall. That was a 141 of Mad Bonine on the outside looking in now for the top 4.
As once again the Triple X Jesse Rogotsky now sitting on that bubble, but he is not waiting for an attack from Bonine. In fact, he is going after Bonstetter to try and advance one more spot and put Bonstetter on the្bubble. Up front it is still all Tim Ward, Ryan Jenkins in second, Josh Bonstetter third, Jesse Rogotsky in fourth. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. That is the top 4 transfer spots as of right now.
As we work now off turn number 2, Tim Ward is your race leader. Jenkins, Bonister, Rogotsky, Bonine is your top 5, top 4 to the redraw. As checkered flag coming out, your big iron checkered flag is in the air for T-Dub. Tim Ward will take home the heat race win. Jenkins in second. Jesse Rogotsky in third. And putting Bonister back to 4th for the 4th and final transfer. Bonine rounding out your top 5.
Your Knox Trucking Mod Heat number 3 is going to see from Ainsworth, Iowa, Jarrett Brown in the 88th on the pole. And his outside, it's Sioux City Excitement, the 1X of Chris Abelson from Sioux City.
Inside of row number 2, if my race pass would work there. No.
That'll be the 5 of Brandon Beckendorf from Danube, Minnesota, his outside. From Clemmy, Iowa, the TJ Wyman special of the 00AZ.
Row 3 to the inside from Sioux City, Iowa. Brady's favorite driver, the 48 of Bob Moore. To the outside, the 0L from Clintonville, Wisconsin, Lucas Lamberries.
Inside row number 4 from Whittemore, Iowa, that's Nitro Nick Meyer in the 2, and to his outside. From Esterville, that is the C5 of Chris Paulsrock.
Drew Jansen from Pella, Iowa, the 127 to the inside of your 5th and final row. And Trey Klein from Schleswig, Iowa, the 00K to the outside. We are green.
Oh, and right away, the 00AZ getting put in the wall. Trey Klein starting to work his way. That kid has woke that car up as a sleeping beast. He went from having a hard time getting the car under him to now he's won back-to-back in Crawford County Speedway and also won at the down Alta. Like we're going to be. Let me try it again. He's won back-to-back at Crawford County Speedway, and he's won last Wednesday in Alta, where we're going to be tomorrow night. He's also starting to work his way. Oh, we got one in the wall. It is Sioux City Excitement, Chris Abelson in the wall, and now part of 3 wide, as it is going to be Jarrett Brown with the lead.
As we got one car, TJ Wyman off the backstretch and pit side. He'll have to come through a B feature later on. As you see the tailpiece of Chris Abelson blowing in the breeze there as they work their way off turn number 4. He'll think about putting it 3 wide and think better of it as he'll now try to go to work. As that rear decking on the 1X of Abelson almost gone. Working on the backside of Nick Meyer now, the number 2 car.
Remember, only top 4 transferring in right now. That is going to be Jarrett Brown, Brandon Beckendorf, Lucas Lamberries, and the 48 of Bob Moore. Nitro Nick Meyer, he is going to the whip on that 2 car, trying to see if he can figure out a way to get up there and do battle with Moore because he wants to move right into an A feature. He does not want to have to go through a B. The rest of the field pretty much strung out except for the 127 of Drew Jansen and the 1X of Sioux City Excitement, Chris Abelson. Abelson looks like the body is about ready to fall off like a Monster Jam truck that's just about done with freestyle.
You gotta wonder if that's gotta be screwing up with the driving or trying to get that car to rotate possibly making that car tighter with the air passing through it instead of underneath of it. As we've got 2 to go now, as the 88 of Jared Brown is your race leader. As the number 5 of Brandon Beckendorf sits in that second place spot. White flag is out one more time around Clay County Fair Speedway. Sitting in third is Lamberry's in the 0L machine, followed by Bob Moore, your top 4 transferees at the moment. And it turns 3 and 4 now for the final time. Jared Brown is looking for the heat and race winch. Big Iron checkers it up and out. He'll have it. Followed by Beckendorf, Lamberry's, Moore, and the 2 car, Nick Meyer, your top 5.
That is going to bring us up to our final heat race of the evening. That is going to be Quick Performance Mod Heat, Knox Trucking Mod Heat number 4 on the pole from Sioux City. That is the M80 of Jim Matheson. To his outside from Fertile, Iowa. That is the 3 of Kelly Shryock. Coming to us from Kellogg, Iowa, that is last night's feature winner, the 21K of Downtown Kyle Brown. And from Lake City, that is the 12 of Doug Smith.
To the inside of row 3 from Des Moines, Iowa, the 11X machine, it's TBJR, Tom Berry Jr. To the outside, the 11W of Tim Watts from Beloit, Kansas.
Jacob Hobscheid from Plattsmouth, Nebraska, to the inside of row number 4 and to his outside. That is from Fremont, Nebraska, the 72 of Mike Lineberry.
And starting shotgun on the field here tonight, the 15M from Denison, Iowa, it is Shane DeMay. As we come to green off of turn number 4, Shryock and Matheson will lead them. And it turns 1 and 2, Shryock now after the race lead. Here comes Downtown Kyle Brown. And Jacob Hobscheid shot out of turn number 2 like shot out of a cannon. As Tom Berry Jr. slides way up high and now crosses underneath of Hobscheid. Top 4 cars out on the racetrack right now are veterans, and something happened. What happened here? We're under caution. Why?
Not sure, but the Bud Service caution flag is out. But oh my, ever since the drop of the Emmitsburg Collision green flag, Tom Berry Jr., TBJR, has been driving like a man absolutely possessed. Kelly Shryock is going to be your leader. Jim Matheson in second. Third to the 12. Oh, nope. Never mind. Scratch that. We're going to reroute, repack, and restack for a complete restart on your Knox Trucking Heat Race number 4. They hit the C's Liquor restart zone, and the Emmitsburg Collision green flag is going to fly.
And Shryock back out to the race lead. Doug Smith on the top side. Mattson down low and downtown. Kyle Brown up to the second place spot. Now Hobscheid, just like before, shot out of a cannon off turn number 2. Tom Berry Jr., he will not slide away up the racetrack like that did. Oh, yes, maybe he will. Hang on to it, buddy. And here comes Shane DeMay punching a hole through the middle of the 15M car.
You can see by the look on the right rear quarter panel that Berry did catch the wall indeed. Right now, Shane DeMay is going to go ahead and get by him. DeMay has a long road to hoe, though. He's got to catch up. Oh no, Doug Smith in the wall. Doug Smith in the wall right in front, right before you get to the C's Liquor restart zone. Unfortunately, the Bud Service caution flag going to have to come out. Heartbreaker for the 12 of Doug Smith. Taking a look on the Advantage Racing TV replay. He goes in there and unfortunately tries to ride the cush. The saying goes, you live by the cush, you die by the cush. Instead of hitting the cushion just right, he hits the rumbly crumblies. They hit the C's Liquor restart zone. And once again, the Emmitsburg Collision green flag is out. Kelly Shryock leading with the 21K at Downtown Kyle Brown, the 01 of Jacob Hobscheid, and the 11 of TBJR, your top 4 transfers right now.
Hobscheid went to the high side that time as here comes a slide job from Kyle Brown in turns 3 and 4. Shryock crosses back underneath him and has the race lead back once again. Tom Berry Jr. around the 01 of Hobscheid. Those are your top four. All really talented drivers in your top fours. We're side by side for the race lead. It's Harris and Skyrocket side by side.
Indeed it is. Kelly Shryock helped build some of the most famous Harris chassis of their day back when Bob Harris still had it. And now you have him battling the current owner of Harris Auto Racing. And now here's another Harris chassis just got by the three of Shryock and Tom Berry Jr. Now Berry going to try and go after the boss right now and see who's going to get the heat race win. Top four have pretty much stretched away.
As you've got Hobshine working the inside of Shryock now. And he'll have that third place position now. Going to set his sights on the 11 exit, Tom Berry Jr. 2 laps to go now for the 21K of Kyle Brown. Berry, Hobshine, and Shryock, with Watts being your top 5.
Just two laps to go. B1 coming out of turn number 4 here for downtown Kyle Brown. He sees the white flag, picking up where he left off last night in winning the feature last night in Worthington and winning a heat race tonight here at the Clay County Fair Speedway. Tom, just like last night, it's another Harris chassis following him to the win. Oh, Kyle Brown, he got himself up into the crumbly stumblies, but is able to still hold on and take the win. Downtown Kyle Brown will win. Tom Berry Jr. in second, Kelly Shryock third, and the 01, Jacob Hobshite, rounds out the field. Checking. There we go. Now we're near the receiver. Randy Brands, where are you? Randy Brands, you need to come redraw. Oh, Randy Brands, we need you. Well, Chance, you're supposed to be able to corral them like corralling cats. All right, so Randy Brands, pick a Frisbee, any Frisbee. Remember, Frisbees are going to be signed and handed out to the kids. Randy Brands outside front row as he picks a 2. Next up is going to be the 99X, the game changer, Dallin Murdy. Which one looks good to you, Dallin? I figured you'd go for pink. 3, Dallin Murdy, the game changer, will run from the inside of row number 2. Bo Partain. I'm going to claim that your interview yesterday is what got you your good luck today. But no, I'm not drawing for you. Bo Partain from Casa Grande, Arizona draws. Oh, the pole! Bo Partain will start on the front of the field. Colton Aarons, you're next. Which one you thinking? Oh, he's going with the white. Well, there was the white one right here in front of me. Why are you going all the way to the end? Oh, that didn't work for you, Colton. Colton Aarons draws a 10. All right, David Smith. Next one, David Smith. Spanky, where are you? Oh, we got one drawing for him. Oh, draws David Smith an 11. And I'm not going to say what she said when she saw that number. No. Wahoo! Mike Albertson, step on up and pick. The first 3 are already taken, so. Oh, the 9 for Mike Albertson. Jim Horsch. Jim Horsch, where are you? It's time for you to draw. Any of the Frisbees, sir. As long as it says B&B chassis on the Frisbee, it's good to draw. Jim Horsch is going to draw the number 4 outside row 2. So your top 4 spots are taken. Chance Hollitz, the one that was supposed to be herding these guys like cats and failed miserably. All right, Chance, what are you thinking? Oh, he's taking the white one right in front of me, and it's going to be a 7. Chance Hollitz inside row number 4. 35, a Dynamite. Donovan Smith, you're next. And, wait. Are you sure? Because she didn't draw the greatest for David. Oh, and a 12. I think the Smiths are going to fire you two. I hate to tell you. All right, last night's feature winner, Damon Murdy, the Chelsea Charger. Goes right up here. A 6. He'll start outside row number 3. Oh, you know what? He just told me something. That is correct. Lucky number 6, because that's exactly where he started last night when he took the feature win at Worthington. Justin Nearing, quit looking like you're sleeping over there and come draw a Frisbee. We got one way down here, or we got that one right there. Take your pick. Do. An 8. Justin Nearing will roll outside row number 4. And the 7L, Larson, where you at? All right, so it looks like he's got some cute kids drawn for him. And it's going to be a 5 inside row number 3. All right, kids, the drivers are going to toss them out to you. Let them hear you. These are your top 12 for your B&B chassis stock cars. This is not going to reach all the way down. All right, now it's time for your redraw on your Cam Motorsport. Yeah, go for it. He just wahooed that one into the stands. So it's now time for the redraw in your Cam Motorsports Modifieds. All right, so winner of heat race number 1, Cody Laney, you're the first one to draw. You'll draw the Hot Wheels down there, and then come down and let us know what your number is. So Cody Laney, first one to draw. All right, waiting on Cody Laney to see what he drew. Modified drivers, if you could come down here and show us what you have when you get done with it. We're having a little problem with the wireless system. And your defending Super Nationals champ will roll off 10th. All right, the 4T dub, Tim Ward, next up to draw. T-Dubs gets the pole, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Ward rolling off first. Next up's going to be Jarrett Brown in the 88 car. Jarrett Brown. Which one's he going to pick? Anybody you want. Jarrett Brown will start outside of Tim Ward. The front row has been sealed. All right, next up, Downtown Kyle Brown, last night's feature winner. And he is going to roll off from the 9th starting spot. Josh Rogotsky next up. Josh Rogotsky. And he's going to draw the 3. He's going to start inside row number 2. Ryan Jenkins.
Ryan Jenkins. Hey, Ryan, don't look so enthused to be here, man. And all right, so Ryan Jenkins will start inside row number 3 in the 5th spot. Brandon Beckendorf next up. And Brandon Beckendorf will roll off 7th. TBJR, Tom Berry Jr. next up. Oh, no. No, that draw's going to get disqualified automatically. Tyler Thompson drawn for Tom Berry Jr. draws a 6. Tom Berry Jr. will start outside row number 3. Jeremy Mills next up. And Jeremy Mills picks up. Outside row number 2, Jeremy Mills will start 4th. Jesse Rogotsky next up. All right, what'd you pick? Oh, that's the best place out there. Then you get to put on a show. Jesse Rogotsky will start 12th. Lucas Lambries. Looks like there's only 1 left to pick. Oh, sorry, 2 left to pick. Lucas Lambries is going to pick. Oh, he is going to start inside of Jesse Rogotsky as he is going to start in the 11th spots. Kelly Shryock, an 8. Shryock will start outside of row number 4. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The top 12 in your B&B chassis stock car and Cam Motorsports Modifieds have redrawn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for the first of 2 B features in your B&B chassis stock cars. This B feature brought to you by Finish Line Racing Products. On the pole, that's going to be the 17 of Austin Brands. Devin Tripp in the TNT2 to his outside. Row 2, it's Kelly Shryock and Daniel Ord. Jason Breeze, Kyle Clough, Roger Verdorn, Travis Demmett, Austin Jans, Roger Tripp, Dusty Van Horn, Matthias Lux. Round out the field. Top 3 are going to transfer into tonight's B&B Chassis A feature. And immediately, it is the 11K of Kyle Clough. Looks like either a ball joint or something breaking on that car. And he is going to be done for the B feature. Austin Brands, Kelly Shryock, and Devin Tripp, your top 3.
As work now off turn number 2. Austin Brands, your race leader. Kelly Shryock pulling double duty here all tour long as the 3 stock car sits in a transfer spot. Would like a better starting position now. Going to work to the inside of 17 of Austin Brands off of turn number 4. Now the back bumper once again. Now looks to the inside. Brands, a young gun, trying to hold him off now as they come down the back straightaway.
Roger Verdorn got every which way but straight there for a second. Managed to reel it back in. The crowd starting to thin out just a little bit. Looks like Jason Breeze might be taking a look at going around the TNT2 of Little Dynamite. Devin Tripp. That would be for your transfer spot. Also looks like Shryock starting to put pressure on Austin Brands right now. As he's going to swing to the inside, Brands is going to lead that lap, but barely by a nose.
As we work now through turns 1 and 2, Shryock will get by Brands. As Devin Tripp sits in the 3rd, final transfer spot at the moment. Breeze right behind him. As they work now off a turn at number 4. Shryock still your race leader. As they work now into turns 1 and 2. Top 3 transfer. Top 3 out of the next Speed Feature transfer as well. As we work our way now through turns 3 and 4. DeMilt now and Matthias Lux doing battle. As we work now in turns 3 and 4. Single file now around the Clay County Fair Speedway. As we are still green now. Breeze to the back bumper of the TNT 2. Looking for that transfer position now off a turn at number 2. Breeze looks to the inside now of Tripp. As we work our way through turns 1 and 2. Now Shryock all by his lonesome out with a race lead, followed by Austin Brands. 2 to go this time by. In our first of 2 B features here for our stock cars. White flag coming out now for Kelly Shryock. And he is on his way to punching his ticket now to tonight's A main, transferring out of a B feature. Down the backstretch now into turn 3 for the final time. He will pick up the big iron checkered flag. And into the A feature goes the number 3 car. The 17 of Austin Brands will join him, followed by the 21 of Breeze. As you viewers at home and here at the track, you look off of turns 3 and 4 at that beautiful sunset. B feature number 2 coming to the track now here for the stock cars. 3 transfer out of this one as well. Dylan Fitzpatrick, the A2 car, starting on the pole to the outside of the 10 of Mike Stapleton. Matt Olson, the 56M, to the inside of row number 2, to the outside of the 7C of Andrew Kloss. Tim Rupp, the 33 car, to the inside of row 3, to the outside of the 14 of Jason Fisher. Tom Haggett on the 1H to the inside of row 4, to the outside of the 10N of Cole Nordquist. Justin Lunenberg, 17X, inside of row at number 5, to the outside, Dustin Ray in the 19. Your 6th and final row, the 5A, Tyler Pickett to the inside, and Jeremy Wolf, the 61 to the outside. Top 3 transfer to tonight's A main. As we'll get doubled up here and come to the green next time by. Emmitsburg collision, green flag set to fly. On the C's Liquor start zone. Fitzpatrick and Stapleton will lead them as we come to green. And we've got tire rub on the 10 of Mike Stapleton right out the gate. Smoke coming out of the back of the 10 car. That might be more than just a tire rub, ladies and gentlemen, as we come off of turn number 2. Matt Olson and Tim Rupp and Andrew Kloss. As now he's got sparks underneath there. That's got to be a gear for the 10 car of Mike Stapleton. Working now a top 3 transfer. Stapleton, yeah, he is off the power, and well, it probably was a tire rub too. It was now a right rear flat on the 10 car. Dylan Fitzpatrick out of the race lead. Cole Nordquist to the inside of Tom Haggard. Now Justin Lunenberg moving through the field. So is the 7C of Andrew Kloss, but your top 3 right now is the 82 of Fitzpatrick, followed by Matt Olson and Tim Rupp. Cole Nordquist on the outside looking in. as Andrew Kloss slides way high in turns 1 and 2. He will lose a lot of momentum. Tyler Pickett up there as well. Tim Rupp, meanwhile, working on the back bumper, the 56 of Matt Olson. As Pickett will pull it off, and his night will be done. Lunenburg moving through the field in that 17X machine way upstairs, though he's going to lose some momentum as Fisher and Lau work to his inside. Hagedorn all by his lonesome, trying to run down the 10N of Nordquist. Tim Rupp still trying to work the back bumper, the 56M of Matt Olson, as Dylan Fitzpatrick trying to punch his way into the A feature here tonight. Single file around the Clay County Fair Speedway. Only the top 3 transfer. As Matt Olson and Tim Rupp still doing battle for second and third. Fitzpatrick still trying to pull away a little bit more and more in the 82 machine out of Magnolia, Minnesota. Olson and Rupp. Rupp can get to the back bumper of the 56M machine, but cannot get to his inside as Olson protects the bottom very, very well. Nordquist is starting to catch your third place runner right now, the 33 of Tim Rupp, as top 3 are the only ones that transfer to the A main here tonight. Cole Nordquist, the 10N car, working, trying to catch her up and out in that 33. Tim Rupp coming from the Sportmod race up to the stock car ranks now in that number 33 machine. Just picked up his first stock car win last week, Wednesday, at the Buena Vista Raceway, which will be there tomorrow for the Midwest Madness Tour and Kyle Suter Memorial. Rupp thought about looking to the outside, but it's around the bottom right now as he is with those second and third place cars. Dylan Fitzpatrick, though, still your race leader. As we work off of turn number 2, Lunenburg now goes to work on the 1H of Hagedorn, and Nordquist, though, he is there now to the back bumper of the 33. Gave him a little nudge once again now in turns 3 and 4. Nordquist tries to move the 33 up a lane to get underneath him as Lunenburg and Hagedorn, they're beating and banging down the front stretch. As we'll take a look at them now through turns 1 and 2. Lunenburg now to the inside rear corner of the 1H of Hagedorn as a green flag will fly. 2 laps to go now for the 82 of Dylan Fitzpatrick. Nordquist has caught the 33 of Tim Rupp, trying to move him up a half a lane and trying to sneak underneath of him. He's got a lap and a half to do it now as the wheels turned all the way to the left on the 10N machine. And a little bit of 3-wheel motion now off of turn number 2 as they come down the back straightaway now into turns 3 and 4. And you gotta wonder, though, as he makes the pass for third. Nordquist, look at that left front tire, though. I believe tie rod broken on that 10N machine as you see it hiking in the air. Is Nordquist going to transfer on just 3 wheels here tonight? As you got Tim Rupp up top, Fitzpatrick will take the win. So will Matt Olson in second. And Cole Nordquist will punch his ticket on 3 wheels. Now into the A main here tonight. PJ, oh my goodness.
Now the crew has to go to work to get that car ready for the A feature a little bit later, and they've got some work to do. It is now time for your first of 2 B features in your CAM Motorsports Modifieds. B feature number 1 presented by Western Iowa Racing Results, and it'll see the 49K of Cody Connect on the pole to his outside from Winnemore. That is the 2 of Nitro Nick Meyer.
Inside of row number 2, that is Corey Ray, the 69N car on the outside, the 127 of Drew Jansen.
Inside of row number 3 from South Sioux City, Nebraska, that is the 25 of Ricky the Racer stepping into his outside, the 1X of Sioux City Excitement, Chris Abelson.
71 of Jeff James on the inside of row number 4 to the outside, the C5 of Chris Palsrock.
Inside of the next row from Sanborn, Minnesota, that's going to be the double X of Jordan Rogotsky, and his outside from Schleswig, Iowa, the double OK, Trey Klein.
The 10N of Keegan Norquist, the inside of your 6th and final row to the outside, the 00 AZ of TJ Weinman. That's your starting lineup.
Now in the flag stand, they're telling them 1 to go. Get side by side because next time out of 4, when they hit the C's Liquor restart zone, we're going green. And ladies and gentlemen, Matt Stubbe taking a little break. You have your own promoter, Trent Chin of Trent Promotions, waving the sticks tonight, or at least right now in this B feature. Trent Chin, a jack of all trades and mastering quite a few of them. He's done a lot of good to this track, as well as Alta and Britt as well. Josh Rogotsky, Nick Meyer leads them down. Green is out and we are racing. Top three are going to transfer to tonight's Cam Motorsports A feature event. It's going to be Nitro Nick Meyer with the lead. Cody Kinect pulling, snugging up right to the left rear quarter again. And it is the 69N of Corey Ray sitting in third. But don't look now as the 127 of Drew Jansen. He's trying to hook high wide around the other side and gets the third spot away. Sioux City excitement, Chris Abelson. He's going to get around another one of the Siouxland drivers in the 25 of Ricky the Racer Steven to the high side. Bides his time. Now he's trying to get around Ray. That is going to be for fourth. That'll also snug him right up to the back bumper of the 127, which is on the bubble right now. Drew Jansen better not bobble. He better not hit the brakes. He better not sneeze, or he is going to have the 1X of Abelson passing him to get into tonight's A main. Jansen now looking to get underneath the 49K of Cody Kinect. That would put Kinect down to that transfer, that bubble spot. Can't quite get it done. Go, Kinect bobbles just a little bit. Jansen had to get on the binders in order to keep from hitting him. While all this is going on, Nitro Nick Meyer, he has hit the Nitro and he is gone. Kinect now gets a little bit of breathing room between him and the 127 of Jansen. Abelson able to get around Corey Ray into that third place spot. Now it looks like Jansen is going to try and get back up to Kinect one more time. Meanwhile, Abelson has gone to the whip, and we got a car around in 3 and 4. It is going to be the X, or the double X, Jordan Rogotsky around. And ladies and gentlemen, that changes the ball game right now. Nitro Nick Myers still your leader. Cody Kinect in second. Rogotsky gets car refired. He is going to rejoin at the tail of the field this time. Delaware double file restart rules. Cody Kinect chooses the inside line. That is going to put Drew Jansen to the high side. They hit the C's Liquor restart zone, and the Emmitsburg Collision green flag is back out. We're back to racing. It is going to be the two of Meyer able to dispatch. But look at this, Cody Kinect gets bottled up. Jansen able to get around him, and now he is side by side in a battle for his life with Corey Ray. Ray trying to look for punch his ticket into tonight's Cam Motorsports A feature. He's going to get around Kinect. Kinect now one spot out looking in. Oh my, how things change.
Yeah, but look at Jeff James on the top side now. The 71 cars. He gets by the 1X of Chris Abelson. Now down the back chute, now to turns 3 and 4. Kinect to the inside of Ray now as they work now through turns 3 and 4. Abelson working now as he had an incident in his heat race, trying to work his way to punch his ticket into tonight's A main. Out in front though, it is Meyer, followed by Jensen. Ray sits in that third and final transfer spot. Here comes a 71 of Jeff James. He is on a rail like a freight train in the 71 car. Full hit of steam off turn 4.
Jeff James, a hot shoe out of Stanton, Iowa, calls the Adams County Speedway his regular weekly home. He is trying to whip that mule for all it is worth right now. Now he goes from the high side to low side to try and get around Kinect. He's got about 3/4 of a car length, but Kinect's going to fight back on the high side. Oh my! The battling is hard. Now here's the problem. James gets around Kinect. He still has to get up to Corey Ray and pass him to punch his ticket in. So nothing is guaranteed except for the fact that Nitro Nick Meyer is golf. Oscar November Echo gone.
As they work off turn 4, 2 to go now for the number 2 of Nick Meyer. Jensen and Ray as James has gotten around Kinect now for the top 4. As now Abelson, we're trying to work around Cody Kinect on the top side. The 49K Donate Life Machine. Oh, he makes a little contact with Sioux City Excitement. White flag is out, 1 to go for Meyer. As they work now into turns 1 and 2. A half a lap to go now for the number 2 of Nick Meyer.
Jeff James putting it right on the cushion, that almost razor thin cushion. The problem is There was not enough time. Nitro Nick Meyer comes out of turn number 4. He will punch his ticket into the Cam Motorsports Modified A main, as will Drew Jansen, and Corey Ray will be your final competitor to make it into tonight's A main through B feature number 1. Your second and final B feature for your Cam Motorsports IMCA Modifieds, brought to you by Advantage Racing.tv. We'll see on the pole from Ottawa, Iowa, that is the 141 of Matt 09, and from Beloit, Kansas, that is the 11W of Tim Watts.
From Kellogg, Iowa, the 2Z of Zach Rollins. To the outside from Denison, Iowa, the 15M of Shane DeMay.
Also coming out of the Stanton, Iowa area, the 37 of Randy Foote, into his outside from Fremont, Nebraska, the 72 of Mike Lineberry.
In center, number 4, the 5M of Yaman. Matthew Meineke from Jamaica, Iowa, to the outside. The M80 from Sioux City, Iowa. That's Jim Matheson.
From right here in Spencer to the inside of the next row, that is the 8 of Mike Jensen, and his outside from Sioux City, that is the M80 of Jim Matheson.
Doug Smith in the 12 car.
Yes, Doug Smith from Lake City.
7C of Benjamin Chikuski from Welcome, Minnesota, starting shotgun on the field, looking for green off of turn number 4. This time by, it's up and it's out. Where B feature action number 2 is underway.
And it is going to be the 141 of Ottawa, Iowa's Matt 09 with a slight advantage going into 1. But as he makes a little bit of a bobble, it's going to be Watts pulling up side by side with him down the backstretch. 09 able to pull away slightly. You've got the 15M of Shane DeMay. He's on the bubble, but he wants more than that. He wants to punch a secured ticket in, as right now Tim Watts takes the lead with that, puts the 141 in second, DeMay in third, and all over the back bumper of Matt 09.
Matt 09 garage doors 141 car sits in second to the low side. Here comes high side hustling Harris car, the 15M of Shane DeMay looking to the outside for second, as he will have it. A little hypnotized action now for the crowd. Off the front chute now into turns 1 and 2. Shane DeMay up to second would like a better starting spot. He's going to set the crosshairs now on the 11W of Tim Watts.
Don't look right now, but the 2Z of Zach Rollins, he wants to punch his ticket into the A main, as he is now caught up to the back bumper of the 141 of Bo 9. Bo 9 better not move, because he is going to have a whole rear bumper full of Rollins. And here comes the other Stanton, Iowa hot shoe, 37 of Randy Foote. Randy Foote, 2 simple things he said: draw well and don't suck. Right now he's trying to accomplish both of those and punch his ticket into the A main.
As meanwhile, battle back behind them with the 7 of Chikuski and the 5M of Meineke as they work their way now through turns 1 and 2. Lineberry, the 72 car, into the mix as well. As Matt 09 is trying to stay in step, though, with a 15M of Shane DeMay. Like you said, Zach Rollins there as well. 09 from Ottawa, Iowa sits in that third and final transfer spot. As Rollins will to the back bumper through 1 and 2. 09 gets a better run as he's trying to look now to the back bumper of Shane DeMay. Into turns 3 and 4 they come. Both cars up the high side as we are halfway down. Halfway to go in this B feature with Tim Watts, your race leader.
Tim Watts is absolutely putting on a clinic right now in Advantage Racing TV B feature number 2. Meanwhile, Shane DeMay not sure what's going on, but the 141 of Bo 9 has caught to the back bumper of that 15M Harris chassis. That's going to be the battle for the bubble spot right now. Watts is already setting his car up for the feature. It is second and third up for grabs. Oh, it's Bo 9. The left front hit the tractor tires sitting there on the inside of the berm. They moved ever so slightly. Also, you've got Randy Foote and the 2Z of Rollins battling it out, and Matthew Meineke now throwing his name in that hat too. As something happens to Meineke. Meineke slows coming out of 4.
As we work now through turns 1 and 2, Rollins, he's under attack from the 37 of Foote, who gets around Rollins off turn number 2. He'll have to try to make a run, though, for the top 3 if he wants to transfer to tonight's A feature. Watts is all but gone here in this B feature, and looks like his ticket will be punched to the A main. As DeMay and Bo 9 still second and third. Foote is on the move, though, in the number 37. But PJ, he's running out of time, as we'll see 2 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, unfortunately, Randy Foote taking over that 4th spot, but it is not enough. It is 1 spot shy. He is going to have to whip that mule harder than he's ever whipped it before if he wants a chance to get up there and try to get past the 141 of Bo 9, and he's doing just that. He gained quite a bit of ground coming through 1 and 2. Is he going to be able to catch all the way up? He drives it deep into 3 and 4. All 3 of them, DeMay, Bo 9, and Foote on the cush as the white flag comes out. This ain't over with yet, Scotty.
As Watts will come down the backstretch now for the final time into turns 3 and 4. Foote is on the outside and trying to move as we come to the big iron checkered flag. Watts will pick up the win. Here comes Foote now to the bottom side of the racetrack, looking underneath, nothing doing. DeMay and Bo 9 will also punch their ticket to the A-Main here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for being with us here tonight for round number 2 of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour. It is now time, as we've gone through the heat races, we've gone through the B features, it's now time for some A feature action, starting off with your IMCA Sport Compacts presented by Culver's in Carroll. On the pole, that is going to be the Huxley, Iowa driver of the M80, Mark Smith, and his outside from Stewart, Iowa, the 61F of Tyler Feeblecorn.
It's inside of row number 2. He drives a 55G from Ida Grove, Iowa. That is Cody Gordon to the outside from Storm Lake, Iowa, the 10N of Camden Nearing.
Row number 3 to the inside, coming to us from Dove Creek, Colorado. That is the 17SG of Stephanie Spangler, and to her outside from Sioux City, Iowa. That's the 7G of Gilbert Aldape.
Inside of row number 4, the 8K from Spencer, Iowa. That is Katie DeVries to the outside from Waterloo, Iowa, the 29 of Matt Miller.
From Mankato, Minnesota, inside row number 5, that is going to be the 9 of Nate Koopman, and his outside from Dunlap, Iowa. Your defending IMCA national champion, the 24M of Kane, the Bandit Malberg.
Your 6th and final row, we'll see the 440 from Welcome, Minnesota, the 440 of Jaden Erickson to the outside. Megan Sandvig, the 33 from Spencer. Looks like both of those cars not making the call. So 10 cars for 10 laps here in your Compact A feature. As we come into turns 3 and 4, looking for the green in our Compact A feature. First A main of the night. Matt Stubbe, green is out, and we're underway. Contact right away between the 7G of Aldape and the 10N of Camden Nearing. As we work now through turns 1 and 2, Feeblecorn will have the race lead. Nearing will slide 2 cars, and off the track goes the 10N car. Down the backstretch now. Here comes Nate Koopman from the back, trying to work his way through the front. So is Kane Malberg in that 22 machine to the inside of Katie DeVries. But Tyler Feeblecorn will be your lap number 1 leader.
Tyler Feeblecorn picked up the 2021 State of Iowa Sport Compact Championship. He wants to make a national run this year. He is currently leading Nate Koopman, who has multiple national titles. And it looks like the 440 of Jaden Erickson. Here comes the Bandit, though. The Bandit starting in the 10th spot as he is now moving his way up to 3rd side by side with Mark Smith. But right now, it is Nate Koopman going to war with Tyler Feeblecorn for the lead.
Koopman to the inside of Feeblecorn off turn number 2 now as he'll have the race lead now as they come into turn number 3. Koopman on the bottom side. Feeblecorn will drive down the track and battle to Koopman's outside through the middle line now as they come down the front stretch. As we've got contact near the back of the pack. As Spangler, will spin around, but keep going. El Dape loses power, so does Miller. As Koopman is your race leader. Kane Malberg now working to the inside of Feeblecorn. Cody Gordon, your top 4, followed by Mark Smith, your top 5. As they work off of turn number 4, Koopman still your race leader in the number 9 car out of Mankato, Minnesota.
A multi-time national champ versus the defending national champ versus the state of Iowa champ. We've got 3 of the best in the business right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is about to get really, really good. As Koopman coming up on the lap car, that is the 17 of Stephanie Spangler. He is going to go to the inside of Spangler, the 22 of Malberg as, for a second there I thought they were slowing down like they were under caution, but no, Koopman gets around Spangler, the 22 of Malberg gets around Spangler, and now Feeblecorn's going to try and get around Spangler as well.
As we are going to come now off of turn number 4, Koopman still your race leader in the number 9 car, Malberg, followed by Feeblecorn. Lap car Spangler there sits between second and third place. She'll move to the outside now and try to let Tyler Feeblecorn by. Down the back chute now in a turn to number 3, the 22 car Malberg inching closer and closer.
Sorry, not to interrupt, but Jaden Erickson and the 55G of Cody Gordon, big time contact.
Mark Smith in the M80 actually as they come off of turn number 4. Working now through turns 1 and 2. Koopman still your race leader, followed by Malberg, Feeblecorn, and Smith. And Cody Gordon is your top 5. 2 to go now for the 9 of Nate Koopman. Working down the bottom side of the racetrack is the 9 car. Up about a lane and a half higher as the 22 as he tries to get a run down to the back bumper of Koopman. Down the back straightaway now into turns 3 and 4. Malberg, your defending national champion. Like we said, Koopman has multinational champions as these two going at it now with the white flag out one more time around. Malberg will go up high, entering the corner, and he'll exit now on the bottom. He gets to the back bumper in that diamond formation. Will he try it again now in turns 3 and 4? We will see as he hits the top side, drives it in deep now. Looking for a drive now off of turn number 4 is the 22, but no, Nate Koopman will hold on for the big iron checkered flag. Koopman followed by Malberg, your top 2, Feeblecorn in that 3rd place spot. 4th to Mark Smith and 5th to the 55G of Cody Gordon. So going to H&N Victory Lane presented by Arnold Motor Supply will be the 9 of Nate Koopman. Window net is down. Helmet is off. Getting all the equipment off here is the 9 of Nate Koopman. And climbing out of the car, your victor here tonight in your compact division, Nate Koopman will send it down to PJ Pedersen.
Sitting atop the car, a bottle of Big Deal Cade Dillard's Race Shine. And that is going to you, sir. First off, congratulations, Nate.
Thank you.
So, multinational champions for you holding. Run us through that race, especially the end.
I knew I didn't want to get off the bottom. I knew that for sure, but I definitely want to thank all my sponsors. Mankato Crank Chrome, Blasco Building Supplies, Sturdivant's out of Slayton, my mom, my dad, wife, father-in-law, everybody else that helped out. Extreme Powder Works, too.
Are we going to see you on any more of the Midwest Madness tour stops?
I don't know yet. We'll see.
In other words, we'll see you in Alta tomorrow night.
I don't know about that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your Culver's and Carroll Sport Compact Feature winner, Nate Koopman.
Sportmod out on the track right now for their A feature event. As it will be Colby Fett starting on the front row in the 00 car. To the outside will be the 26 SFG Switz. Row number 2, the 9L of Matthew Loft, into the outside, the 14 of Sek Nilgard. The inside of row number 3 to the inside is the 17A of Adam Baker. The outside, the 1ST of John Kleinsma. Row 4 to the inside, the 77W, Tyler Watts to the outside, the 57S of Steven Schwartz. Row 5 to the inside, the 1J of John Foreman. To the outside, the 08 of Alec Fett. The inside of row number 6, the 10E of Stacy Mills. To the outside, the 7V of Carter Vandenberg. The inside of row number 7, the 2K machine of Taylor Cool. To the outside is the 45R car of Dale Ricks Jr. Inside of row 8, the 216 of Cameron Spangler. To the outside of the 44 of Cameron Vanderweer. The 1A and D of Brady joining the inside of row 9. Dylan Ricks 45D to the outside. AJ Bulwer, the 14, the inside of row 10. To the outside of the 21 of Connor Vanderweer. Bill Wegner, the 79W, the inside of road number 11, to the outside of the 9 of Torrey Fisher, and the 1S of Justin Kleinsma starting shotgun on the field. Ladies and gentlemen, as they come off of turn 4, up and on your feet, this is your parade and wave lap here for your IMCA Sportmod division on the Midwest Madness Tour, presented by Perez Roofing here at the Clay County Fair Speedway. Colby Fett, your feature winner last night in the Double O machine. He starts pole here tonight. The Sway City Outlaw right behind him. Both of them have feature wins here at the Clay County Fair Speedway. As green is out, we are Sportmod Racing.
The biggest difference from last night to tonight, though, Scotty, Colby Fett doesn't have that far to go to take the lead, unlike last night where he had to work through half the field. He is going to take the early advantage. Matthew Luft's in there in second as they come out. It's going to be Colby Fett leading lap number 1.
Colby Fett leads lap 1. Chase Witt now to the outside of Matt Loaf now in the number 9 car. Sway City Outlaw trying to work the bottom side of the racetrack as you've got Baker followed by Kleinsma, and here comes the 77 of Tyler Watts now 3 wide with Zach Nogard as you've got Kleinsma still in the mix. That's John Kleinsma 4 wide in a turn number 4, and now the front chute back down to 3 wide.
Oh, man, they're already going 3 wide, 4 wide. They do not care. They want to advance positions and see if they can get up there and possibly do something with the double out fetch shot of Colby Fett, who has decimated it all. $5,000 richer last week at the Park Jefferson Speedway. He picked up the first round of the Midwest Madness Tour last night, and he is on his way to go 2 for 2 in the Tour tonight.
As Watts and Baker do battle off of turn number 4, it is the 1 ST of John Kleinsma on the bottom side of the racetrack. Right behind them, Alec Fett moving to the field. So is the 2 Cool machine of Taylor Cool, and she works the out back bumper, I should say, the 7B of Vandenberg. 3 wide right in front of them with John Foreman, and I believe that is Schwartz and Nogard now as they work down the backstretch now into turns 3 and 4. Still 3 wide and 2 by 2 behind them. As we work now off of turn 4, we got great battles all throughout the mid-pack, PJ.
Taylor Cool and Carter Vandenberg are wishing that 3 wide battle would end so they can try and get forward. Looks like that they are holding those 2 cars up, especially Vandenberg, as Vandenberg's getting great runs off of 2 and 4, but has to jam on the binders to keep from hitting the back end of Nogard. Up front, it is still Colby Fett, but the 9 of Loaf is not letting him get that far away right now.
The Sway City Outlaw undefeated so far this season at Clay County Fair Speedway as Fett runs the bottom side of the high line, run by the number 9 of Loaf. You've got him about 4 deep now off of turn number 2, deeper onto the field. Justin Kleinsma and AJ Bulwer, Dylan Ricks, and Stacy Mills doing battle off of turn number 4, 3 wide. Action now off of 4 as we come back into turns 1 and 2. Dale Ricks Jr. looking to the outside of the Vanderweerd boys as the Vanderweerd brothers now run right in front of another. Cameron in the 44 and Connor in the 21. Dale Ricks Jr. the 45R car up top on the racetrack now in turns 3 and 4. But right in front of them, though, you've got a great batter between Taylor Cool and the 08 of Alec Fett as Cool gets around Fett now to the back bumper of Vandenberg as Dale Ricks Jr. now the 45R car. He will pass both Vanderweerds as caution flies.
We've got the 14 of the Bullfrog, AJ Bulwer, around in turn number between 1 and 2. So troubles for AJ Bulwer. He'll get the ship righted and he will rejoin at the tail of the field. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, stop number 3 of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour will be in Alta, Iowa tomorrow night at the Buena Vista Raceway for the Kyle Sutter Memorial. And then we will finish out on Thursday at the Stewart Speedway for the Ron Little Memorial. So those 2 tracks, 2 biggest races, are going to be used to close out the 2022 version of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour.
Of course, don't forget Wednesday we make the trip to Harlan, Iowa to the new and renovated Shelby County Speedway. Track being let in from the Monster Half Mile.
And I was there opening night. It's really, really strange to see the track that you've known for years. It is very, very short, but wide. And it definitely is, for what it is, as little time as the dirts had to settle, very, very racy and holds together very well. That is going to be the wild card on this tour, I'm telling you right now.
Meanwhile, very racy and very sealed over track here at the Clay County Fair Speedway. And as we're back to green now, our Sportmod A feature, Jace Witt looks to the outside of the Sway City Outlaw, Matt Loaf and John Kleinsma way up the track in the 1ST car. In that 4th place spot, Loaf will get by Jace Witt now off of turn number 2. We got him 3-4 deep now and off of 2 and down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4.
Fett still leading, Loaf still second, and then it's 26J, who had a good run last night as well. 26S of Jason Witt in 3rd, but here comes Kleinsma to the outside of Witt. And that is for a battle for 3rd spot right now as Matthew Luff, he has caught the 0-0 of Fett. We're going to have a battle for the lead, Scotty.
Matt Loaf from Sway City and John Kleinsma up on the top, very, very top side of the racetrack. He will get by Witt now for that 3rd place spot. Colby Fett changing lines, going up top in the 0-0 machine, leaving the bottom open. Loaf down to the bottom side of the racetrack as something changed lines here, or is something found up top from the 0-0 machine, and who knows, he's still in the race lead. We're on the top side. Loaf, who was on the top side, now down on the low side of the racetrack. As we come into turns 3 and 4, Fett changing his line once again to the top side. Loaf on the bottom. Who knows what's coming in and what's going away, PJ, as we still work around the racetrack here at the Clay County Fair Speedway.
Alec Fett pulls off the track, calls no joy. He is done for the evening. As soon as Matt Loaf got it close to your leader, all of a sudden, like you said, Fett found another line and another gear, and once again has started to pull away from the 9. You've got the 1J of Kleinsma sitting there in 3rd. 4th to the 26 of Witt. And then, of course, you've got the 77 of... Oh, where we got it? Where? I'm not seeing... You know what? I'll bet you I know what it is. It's that dadgum French driver. How much you want to bet?
Well, I'm not seeing any officials going out onto the track right now, so...
Yeah, that's very, very strange.
All right, so still don't know what the caution was for.
The world may never know.
I'm sure we'll find out at the end of the night. Meanwhile, we will come back to the green flag, this time by Colby Fett, your race leader. Loaf chooses the high line this time on this restart. PJ, John Kleinsma now down on the bottom side. Jace Witt in the 26J machine. And Watts, your top 5 as we come to green off turn number 4 in the Seas Liquor restart zone.
This could get real interesting real quick. Fett fires off down the front stretch. He wins the battle down into turn number 1. Loaf still right there. He is about 2 car lengths back on the 0-0. He is going step for step with the 0-0 of Fett. Fett to the high side, Loaf to the low side. Loaf is still right there, almost to the back bumper of Fett. Meanwhile, you got Kleinsma, Watt, and Witt as Watt gets around Witt for that 4th spot.
As it work now off a turn at number 2. Loaf working the bottom side of the racetrack as you got Fett up top. Oh, Loaf almost had the lead that time by. They are fighting tooth and nail for that top spot, PJ. As it work off a turn 2, John Kleinsma still in that 3rd place spot, followed by Watts and Witt, your top 5. Connor Vanderweerd pulling off in the 21 machine. Working off turn number 4, Colby Fett still your race leader.
You said Matthew Loaf was close. Well, as my grandpa always said, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, as Fett has now starting to widen that gap. Oh, just as I say that, Loaf drives it in way deep down to the low side, makes up a ton of ground. 2 laps to go. Was he holding something back to try and conserve? Till now, he can fire it off there. Goes through 1 and 2 down the backstretch. Will he drive it in deep again? Oh, yes, he does, ladies and gentlemen. Drives it in deep on the low side. He's going to make up some ground. White flag is out, Scotty. This could burn. Oh, no.
Car around in turn. That is Dylan Ricks in the 45D turning around in the middle of 1 and 2.
Oh, no.
And you could see the tires were glazed over in the 45D machine, so I wonder, just coming through the corner, maybe lost a little traction on the dry slick track, couldn't keep the wheels underneath of them, and around went the 45D.
It seems to take the 9 a couple laps to get really wound up where he can drive it in deep. Well, here's the problem.
We've only got a couple laps to
We've
go.
only got a green-white checkered situation right here. So, yeah, this, unfortunately, I really do believe if Kleinsma or Loaf are going to be able to get by Fett, they are going to have to snooker him on the restart and then make that car about 10 lanes wide. So once again, it is going to be Colby Fett leading. This time, Matthew Loaf chooses the low side. That's going to put Kleinsma up to the high side. Then Watts and the 26S of Witts, still your top 5. Very interesting move as Matthew Loaf has been picking the high side. Now all of a sudden goes to the low side. What do we got going on here?
And Matt Stubbe will throw the caution flag.
Oh, they're bunching up under caution.
There's the sign, we go green next time by. And like you said, PJ, this is going to be interesting because you see that 77W as you see on your TV screens. That right front tie rod is broken.
That right front should not be kicked out like that, obviously. It should be straight. So that's definitely going to affect the handling on that car.
And it's affecting him now just under caution, trying to turn that car into the corner.
Heartbreaker for the 77W of Tyler Watts out of Beloit, Kansas.
As we are set to come to green this time by. And you see the 77 of Watts. He'll get loafed on the start. But as they come into the corner, he's trying to work the car. And he'll work the car through the corner and stay to the back bumper of the 9 of Loaf. Meanwhile, the white flag will fly this time by as Loaf works the bottom. Watts cannot keep the car out of the muck. Here comes Loaf to the inside. White flag is out now for Colby Fett.
Matthew Loaf, if he's got anything left, he's got to throw the cards on the table right now. Somehow, Tyler Watts still hanging on to 3rd spot. Loaf's going to have 1 shot left. He's going to have to drive it deeper than he has ever driven it down here. He drives it in deep. Not deep enough. Colby Fett goes 2 for 2 on the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour. Matthew Loaf in 2nd. Tyler Watts miraculously hangs on for 3rd. How? I am not sure, but man, what a finish. Ladies and gentlemen, he's out of the car. Let him hear ya. Colby Fett 2 for 2 on night number 2. Scotty, let's send it down to you.
Well, Colby, you're now 2 for 2 for the Midwest Madness Touring Series. And, I mean, you started on the pole here tonight, but holding the 9 car off here at Clay County Fair Speedway, that's not an easy thing to do.
No, I had some really fast cars, and that Jay Switt on the outside of me was pretty quick, too, last night. And so I was kind of nervous. But after that first caution, I was, like, looking at the guys like, where the heck is everybody? Because I don't like being up there at the start.
So tomorrow night we go to the Buena Vista Raceway. You're 2 for 2 on the tour here so far. Does that momentum carry you into tomorrow night?
It might. We'll see. I got to figure out if I can get work off the next day, so we'll find out.
Well, we'll find out. Who do you got to thank for the win here tonight?
I got to thank everybody, my crew, for getting the car ready while I watch the track and do nothing. And, Chuck Clockey and Mike Howen and, I got Noonan Mud Plugs and Lake Mills Motorsports and Shryock, obviously. Kelly does stuff on the car, too, so we should be good.
Should be good indeed. 2 for 2 here on the tour thus far. The double-lot Fett shot, as they call him, Colby Fett, your Sport Mod winner here for night number 2 of the Midwest Madness Tour. BJ, we got stock cars lined up for their A feature. What does their starting lineup look like?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your B&B Chassis Stock Car Feature. On the pole out of Casa Grande, Arizona, that is going to be the 75C of Bo Partain. To his outside from Boynton, Iowa, the 27 of Randy Brands. Row number 2 to the inside. They call him the game changer out of Chelsea, Iowa. That's a 99X of Dallin Murdy. And to his outside from Marshall, Minnesota, the 21 of Jim Horish. Row number 3 to the inside from Reading, Minnesota, the 7L of Jeffrey Larson. Into his outside, last night's feature winner, the Chelsea Charger, the 99D of Damon Murdy. Row number 4 to the inside from Clear Lake, Iowa, that is the 6 of Chance Hollitz. And to his outside from Storm Lake, Iowa, the 20N of Justin Nearing. Row number 5 to the inside from Audubon, Iowa. He drives the Z3. That is a Wahoo Mike Albertson. And his outside from Laverne, Minnesota. That's a 46 of Colton Ahrens. Row number 6, a pair of Lake City Raiders. The 8X of David Smith to the inside. And the man they call Dynamite, the 35 of Donovan Smith to the outside. Row number 7 from Rushmore, Minnesota. That's going to be the 5L of Dustin Larson. To his outside from David City, Nebraska, it is the Demon Decal man himself, Damon Richards in the 68. Row number 8 to the inside from Dove Creek, Colorado. It's the 16 of Aaron Spangler. And to his outside from Phoenix, Arizona, the 8 of Nate Warren. Row number 9 to the inside from Fertile, Iowa. That is the 3 of Kelly Shryock. And to his outside from Magnolia, Minnesota. That is Dylan Fitzpatrick. Row number 10 to the inside from Boynton. That is the 17 of Austin Brands. And his outside from Franklin, Minnesota, the 56M, Matt Olson. Row number 11 from Meriden, Iowa. That's the 21B of Jason Breeze. And to his outside, that from Beersford, South Dakota, the 10N of Cole Nordquist. Lakeville, Minnesota's Jason Fisher. And the Devon trip in the TNT 2 from Sioux Rapids. Complete your cars. Here, ladies and gentlemen, they're 4 wide for you. Get on your feet and give them some love. Your B&B Chassis Stock Car Feature.
As the track is set and the drivers are game, this is the Class 2 Tough to Tame.
Ladies and gentlemen, when they come out of turn or go into turn number 4 and hit the C's Liquor restart zone, these drivers are going to go radioactive. 24 cars, your B&B Chassis Stock Car Feature, and it's green. It is going to be Randy Brands going around the outside of Bo Partain. Partain trying to fight back to the inside. Not going to do it. Brands has the advantage by half a car length. Meanwhile, you got Jim Horsch and Dallin Murdy battling it back there for 3rd and 4th with dear old dad Damon Murdy and the 7L of Larson battling it out for 5th and 6th. Randy Brands with the lead.
as they work their way into turns 1 and 2. The game changer up to second. Bo Partain, your pulsar back, battling for that second and third place spot. Jeff Larson now to the inside of Jim Horsch as they work their way now. And Randy Brands away up the racetrack at the 27. Here comes Partain down low, and through the middle is the game changer where Brands hangs on to the race lead. How did he do that in the 27 car as Dallin Murdy now works to the back bumper of Brands?
Dallin Murdy, fourth night on that new car. They've still been trying to iron out the bugs on it. Looks like right now the iron's been hot. Oh, a little bit of a, just I say, a little bobble. And Brands goes around. Brands goes around in front of the field. Oh, man, looks like Chance Hollins might have been the only one to maybe get a piece of it. Heads up driving by 23 other competitors as the leader goes around right in front of the world and
Flat
the right front tire.
Flat right front tire on the 27 car.
It didn't look like Murdy had even touched him, but he just snapped around. Oh, my. The pace and their pulses are quickening, ladies and gentlemen. Dallin Murdy leads them into 3. They're going to hit the C's Liquor restart zone. And they're going to hit the fun buttons. We're back to green. Partain and Horsch right behind the 99X of Dallin Murdy. Damon Murdy trying to go to the high side around both of them. Not quite able to do it, so he's going to tuck in behind Horsch. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Larson tucking in behind Bo Partain. Behind them, that is going to be the 46 of Colton Ahrens. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth under a blanket right now. Little ways behind them, that battle is for 7th and 8th. That is Nearing and Albertson. But right now it is Dallin Murdy walking away. 3 wide, ladies and gentlemen. 3 wide with Jeffrey Larson, Bo Partain, and Damon Murdy. Now Larson going to get around Partain and Murdy. He's going to go side by side with Jim Horsch for second spot. Colton Ahrens has now reeled in that battle, that 4-car, now 5-car battle. Here comes Albertson. Mike Albertson, he has joined in. It's now a 6-car battle for 2nd through 8th. While they are working on each other, Dallin Murdy is walking away. He has a sizable advantage right now. Jeffrey Larson now gets into second, but here comes dear old dad, the Chelsea Charger, Damon Murdy, last night's feature winner. He's high, wide, around the outside. He's trying to get around. Oh, he dumps it off the back there for a second. Able to bring it back on. Now he's going to try to go to the safety of the low side as opposed to the high, scary side. Jeffrey Larson, the meat in a Murdy sandwich right now. A little bit further back, it is the 46 of Ahrens and the 35 of Dynamite, Donovan Smith, as well as Kelly Shryock. Shryock started 17th. And he is now working for 9th, nay 8th spot. So Kelly Shryock up 9 spots on the leaderboard, and he is going to go up towards the 5L of Dustin Larson and see if he can pick off another one in that B&B chassis number 3 out of Fertile, Iowa. Jeffrey Larson, Damon Murdy still battling out for 2nd and 3rd. Jim Horsch a ways back. Then it is Partain, Albertson, and Dustin Larson with a hard charging Kelly Shryock coming up. Don't forget, folks, Corey's Auto Detailing putting up a $100 hard charger for every class except compacts. And right now, Kelly Shryock is putting his name not only in for that one, but the Terminator chassis hard charger as well. As he is now, whereas we're halfway home, he has caught up and is trying to get underneath Albertson. He's going to get by him and start working on Partain. Kelly Shryock is going to be derailed as we've got the TNT2 Devin Tripp around in 3 and 4.
So last call for Clay County Fair Speedway apparel. Last call for Clay County Fair Speedway apparel. Say that 3 times fast.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like George Thorogood, in the song Last Call for Alcohol. So what you need? I think right now Dallin Murdy needs this to go the rest of the way green, as he's got Jeffrey Larson already beating his back bumper cover off as we go to green. Damon Murdy trying to hook it right on the cush as he has been. Shryock's going to split the middle between Horsch and Dustin Larson, 3 wide for a moment. Damon Murdy, Jeffrey Larson battling for second. Meanwhile, the game changer, Dallin Murdy, fighting for his life as he comes off the cushion, brings him down the front stretch.
Down into turns 1 and 2 they go. Damon up top, Dallin down low. So is Jeffrey Larson. As Dustin Larson off the track in turns 1 and 2 in the 5L machine, he will slow. As now Jeffrey Larson works to the inside of the 99D of Damon Murdy. And Dustin Larson will pull it into the pit side. His night is done. Battle is for second out on the track. Well, it was for second. Murdy up to that second place spot. Now it's a dad running down the lad here as we come off turn 2. Jim Horsch around.
And so is Colton Ahrens. Everybody else, again, heads up driving to avoid an accident. Wow. These stock car drivers are amazing. That's twice now that we've had terror in front of a big pack, and these drivers have managed to avoid it.
So Horsch will go to the tail. Colton Ahrens will get his spot back as he stops to avoid making contact.
That's one of the things about Jim Horsch. He's one of those drivers that he would rather spin himself out than take out somebody else. He's just an absolutely nice guy, great driver, and he will not be finishing back in the back.
Now Kelly Shryock sits in that 4th place spot. The last time we were here at Clay County Fair Speedway for the stock car $5,000 to win, Shryock took home that prize. $1,000 to win here tonight, and Shryock out of a B feature as we come back to green is in that 4th place spot, looking for more now on the back bumper of Jeff Larson. Damon Murdy up on the high side of the racetrack now as they come off turn 2. Larson has position number 2 on the bottom side of the racetrack as Dallin Murdy will go way upstairs. Shryock, is he going to push the issue 3 wide through the middle? Yes, he will. And the 3 car is on the move, PJ.
Murdy 1, Murdy 2, first, and trying to get second away from Larson. But you know what? Here comes Shryock. Shryock was going to take a look to the inside of Larson. Nothing shaking as Larson shuts the door on him. He's now looking to possibly go in the middle between Larson and Murdy. Not going to happen. But Damon Murdy now up to second. The Dad and Lad show is back underway. Jeffrey Larson trying to get to the inside of Damon. Not going to happen. He bobbles just a little bit. Shryock up to that 3rd place spot. Can he finish the pass? Survey says yes, as Larson gets up in the mumbly crumblies. Shryock up to 3rd.
The 3 car up to that 3rd place spot. Does he have enough time to run down the 99D and the 99X machine? As Kelly Shryock, like we said, a B feature, had to come through that one to get here to the A main and now sits in 3rd. Dylan Fitzpatrick deeper on in the field, hits the high side as he's trying to work to the outside of The 8 of David Smith and Damon Richards. Just as I speak, goes around in the 68 car. Demon Decals machine. Is he going to try to keep us moving? Yes, he will. We will stay to the green flag.
5 laps to go, it looks like, for the game changer, Dallin Murdy. Does he finally have the new bug or the new car gremlins out of that car? It's looking really, really slick right now. Damon Murdy, last night's feature winner, runs second, followed by Shryock, who has now moved up 14 spots, mind you. Followed by Jeffrey Larson, followed by, checking into the top 5, the Z3 of Wahoo Mike Albertson.
As we've got 2 laps to go here for the 99X car, the game changer Dallin Murdy. Dad right behind him in the 99D machine, Kelly Shryock, Jeff Larson, and Mike Albertson is your top 5. White flag out one more time around here for the 99X of Dallin Murdy. Dad did it last night, son looking to do it here tonight in the new car in the 99X machine. Shryock within striking distance of second. But meanwhile, into turns 3 and 4, left the car on the counter. Checked out. Goodbye. See ya. Dallin Murdy will go to victory lane here tonight in the 99X machine. Damon Murdy in second, Kelly Shryock in third, Jeff Larson fourth, and Mike Albertson your top 5. So just like that, Dad gets the job done last night in the 99D machine of the Chelsea Charger. And tonight, the game changer throws a haymaker, and he finds himself in H&N victory lane presented by Arnold Motor Supply.
Oh, Dallin, we talked last night or yesterday in Worthington. You said that the car is still not quite where you wanted it. You're making some changes. I think it's safe to say the car has woke up.
Yeah, it was pretty good tonight. We made some wholesale changes today, and it was good in the heat race. And then that feature, it was a little skatey, but I mean, we got her done. So just really happy with this car. I thought it was going to be a struggle, but thank God we got one.
Now, midway through the race, did you even know the pandalirium that was going on behind you?
No, I was just trying to run my own race. I didn't see or hear no one, so I figured we were doing all right.
So your dad wins last night, you win tonight. Who's going to win tomorrow night?
Hopefully me, but I don't know. Just thank all my sponsors, my mom, Knutson, for coming with us. You know, everyone that helps out on this car. These Harris cars, they're probably one of the best cars out there right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your B&B chassis stock car feature winner, the game changer, Dallin Murdy.
Here right now, Dylan Nelson, John Briggs bring us to green off turn 4.
As Dylan Nelson's going to fire it off. I thought he was going to win the battle down in turn 1, but no, John Briggs still side by side with him. They're going to go through 1 and 2. This time Nelson's going to be able to get about half a car length advantage, make it 3/4 as they go down the backstretch, and will, not quite clear Briggs as they go through 3 and 4. Seidels is licking his lips. He's licking his chops. He wants a piece of this. But right now, Dylan Nelson will lead lap 1.
Blake Lunenberg was slow on the start. He pulls off the back straightaway and into the pits goes the 16X, done for the evening. Nelson, your race leader, followed by Briggs, Seidels, Krug, and Nielsen is your top 5 as we work now into turns 3 and 4. Briggs going to hit the low side of the racetrack as it is Nelson through the middle. Braden Nielsen up top in the T8 machine, looking on the outside of Krug.
Oh, with Corey Gronwald's around in between 3 and 4 and gets hit head on by, I believe that's a 24 of Jesse Logan. The cars all scatter. We've got a parking lot in between 3 and 4 right now.
As it looks like Luke Ramsey, too, I believe, stopped at the top side of the.
No.
Yes, it is Luke Ramsey.
Yeah.
At the apex of 3 and 4.
Ooh, heavy damage to the 24 of Logan.
As we will see Corey Gronwald now off of turn number 4. 50% off burgers and brats down at the concession stand.
Ooh, while supplies last.
Yes.
So, hey, if you want to eat on the cheap, 50% off all burgers and brats while supplies last at your Spencer Speedway.
Don't everyone go at once.
Right. Well, 50% off brats and burgers is good, but race cars is gooder.
Well, and we have to say a big thank you to Cody Hoger for bringing us this awesome Godfather's Pizza up here earlier, by the way. Cody, thank you. Cody in our S10 push truck down here. Meanwhile, we're looking at a green flag now off of turn number 4, and Dylan Nelson will lead them back to the race lead in the 13 and machine. And it turns 1 and 2. John Briggs now being challenged for the 99X of Josh Seidels, Chris Krug, and Brandon Nielsen. Still your top 5 as we're 3 wide now through the mid-pack off of turn number 2.
Brandon Nielsen, no surprise, as he powers by on the high side. He's sitting in 4th. He is looking for way more than that as he is going to try to get around Seidels. Can't quite get it done this time. It is still Dylan Nelson, the driver out of Adel, Iowa. Tears up the central Iowa tracks every weekend. He is currently leading John Briggs, Seidels, and Nielsen. Nielsen again putting it right up on the cush. Each feature, each lap, the cush getting more and more razor thin. This time Nelson, D diamonds it off the corner. He's going to try to go to the inside of Seidels. Thought better of it for a second. Or did he? No, he's there. He's at the door. They're side by side. He pulls ahead by half a car length. Does Nielsen, and give Nielsen that 3rd place spot.
As we'll work off of turn number 4 now. Seidels back to 4th. Krug in 5th, but Jim Johnson right behind him in the 49 car as debris on the racetrack. Debris on the racetrack as Corey Gronwald loses the nose cone off of that 59 machine.
And this is why you don't let the French race.
So Cody Bales out there directing traffic as, more than a nose cone. Looks like a fender cap as well. And the nose cone. And there's Cody in the S10 push truck.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget that tomorrow night, round number 3 of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour, we'll see us going down to the Buena Vista Raceway in Alta, Iowa, or affectionately known as the Beaver, where we will be down there for the Kyle Sutter Memorial, the biggest event that the Beaver puts on each and every year. So hopefully we see each and every one of you down there, as it's only about a 45-minute trip to the south and just a little bit west, as it's only about 5 miles west of Storm Lake, Iowa. That'll be round number 3. Round number 4 on Wednesday night will be the wild card round, as we are going to go down to the newly reconfigured Shelby County Speedway in Harlan, Iowa. And that thing is short, wide, fast, and who knows how that's going to go. We will then finish up the 2022 Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour on Thursday night at the Stewart Speedway for the biggest show they have all year, the Ron Little Memorial. So we want to see each and every one of you at one or all three of those. Again, if you can't make any of them, you can also follow along on all the action on Advantage Racing TV.
Back to the green flag we go now in our Hobby Stock 8 main. Modified Madness follows this. We're 3 deep now into turns 1 and 2. Nielsen worked to the inside of the 87 of Briggs as Seidel to the outside of Briggs. Krug now to the outside of Nielsen. We are 2 by 2 from second on back till about 12th. Cars battling each other out here for position as it is Cody Nielsen walking away for
Scotty, I don't mean to interrupt, but
four.
I don't mean to interrupt, but look at Jay DeVries. Jay DeVries just split right through the middle of 4 wide. He is coming like a freight train. He's all over the back bumper of the T8 of Nielsen. He put that car where it absolutely should not have been and made it work.
And Corey Gronwald also moving through the field as well now in the 59 machine. No nose cone as you see on your TV screens. 4 wide with Nielsen once again. Jay DeVries, Jim Johnson in the 45 of Drew Bargloff. As we work now through turns 1 and 2, off of to Jay DeVries at 8J car on a tear on the top side.
Jay DeVries driving like a man absolutely possessed as he's to the outside of Bargloff right now, right behind the T8 of Nielsen. It is still Dylan Nelson leading. That is a battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and now Jim Johnson throws his name in the hat for 7th. Here comes Gronwald for 8th. We've got about 5, 6, 7 cars all in a pack right there in the middle of this field.
This feature is wild here for this Hobby Stock A main event.
Pun intended.
As Krug now works the outside of Josh Seidels. Now down in turns 1 and 2, 3 wide behind him between Bargloff, DeVries the top, and Nielsen in the middle, 3 wide behind them as well. As Krug almost caught Seidels, as you know, Seidels and Krug, they're cousins by the way, battling for that 3rd and 4th place spot. As we work now off of turn number 4, we got a car around Nathan Ash at the top of turn number 2. Caution flag will fly.
Well, if they're cousins, I wonder if they keep track of wins and stats, and the one makes fun of the other one at Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, we'll have to find out, won't we, as we come back to the caution flag here. Bud Service caution flag. And our tow truck will head back to the infield, and Nathan Ash will go tail end Charlie. You know, and I would be amiss, you know, I've given a couple shout outs to some friends watching from Nebraska, and I would, you know, we shouted out Jim Scott, of course, you know, but I have to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, track owner and promoter over there at US 30 Speedway and Lexington Speedway as well, Dawson County Speedway. Bobby Lincoln, my friend, glad that you and Jed are tuning in tonight from the comfort of your own home on Advantage Racing TV.
Hi, Bobby.
As we come back to the green flag here off of turn number 4, it is Nelson leading John Briggs. And look at Jay DeVries, PJ, on the top side of the racetrack in the 8J machine. As they work the outside now, Chris Krug now works, and we're almost 4 wide. We've got cars battling in every direction here now as we come to turns 3 and 4. Jim Johnson looking to push the issue 3 wide as Jay DeVries looking for 3rd from Seidels. Will he have it? Yes, he will at the flag stand.
I do not know what Jay DeVries has found in that 8J car, but that thing has woke up so much. He still battling Seidels for 3rd, but he manages to get back by him. Question is, does he have enough time to get up there with Nelson and Briggs? But Jay DeVries absolutely in fuego right now, and looks like Big Alex Stapleton, a little bit further back, trying to run that same line.
As we work now in turns 1 and 2, almost 4 wide once again now through 1 and 2. As Justin Frederick, Brandon Nielsen, Jim Johnson battle as Chris Krug and Drew Bargloff are side by side as Jay DeVries is battling Josh Seidels. Meanwhile, I don't know if it's just me or not, PJ, but the 87 of John Briggs, could he be running down your race leader of the 13 and a Nelson?
It looks like he'll gain a little bit, lose a little bit, gain a little bit, lose a little bit. It's a little bit of a cat and mouse game. Meanwhile, we got him almost 3 wide, a little bit behind Jay DeVries there. It looks like Bargloff and Frederick. Jay DeVries still battling it out for 3rd place with Seidels. Seidels bobbles. DeVries going to go, bye-bye, I'm out of here, and take over that 3rd place spot. Dylan Nelson walking away with this A feature. Oh, Alex Stapleton off the track off of turn number 2. just barely saw the top of the roof of that 7 car, and we're going to stay. Yep, he goes back on the track. 2 laps to go.
2 to go now for the 13N of Dylan Nelson. As we work off of turn number 2, he is checked out here in our hobby stock A feature into turns 3 and 4. White flag coming out one more time around the Clay County Fair Speedway.
Dylan Nelson will fly underneath that white flag being waved by Chief Starter Matt Stubbe. He goes through 1 and 2 holding a pretty wheel. John Briggs, Jay DeVries still 2 and 3. They fired off down the backstretch into 3 and 4 one more time as he passes by the C's Liquor restart zone. Dylan Nelson win night number 2 of your Demon Decals Hobby Stocks. John Briggs in second, Jay DeVries third, fourth to Seidel's, fifth to Bargloff. The driver out of Adel, Iowa. The 13 of Dylan Nelson. Led from the drop of the green, did not look back, held off a couple of hard chargers. But in the end, he is going to take that bottle of Cade Dillard's Race Shine, made by Big Deal Car Care, back to the home of Big Deal Enterprises, Adel, Iowa. He is going to get the helmet off, get the head sock off. Got to do the hair. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, your Demon Decals Hobby Stock Feature winner, Dylan Nelson. Scotty, let's talk with the winner.
Well, you led from the drop of the green flag there and defending off the 87 of John Briggs and everyone else that tried to make advances on you. Welcome to Victory Lane here at the Clay County Fair Speedway.
Thank you. It helps when you start out front. I've always drawn bad when I've come here and had to come through the field, but made it easy on me almost, but track was great, nice and slick, and this car loves that. So it's been a long 6 days of racing in a row and ready to go home.
So are we going to see you tomorrow night at the Buena Vista Raceway?
Unfortunately not.
Well, you picked up $1,000 to win here tonight. Who would you like to thank for the victory here tonight?
My fiance Kenzie, my mom and dad, Chance Hollins, and John for the hospitality last year. It's Zievenberger. They put us up there a couple nights ago up at his place, and all my sponsors back home, Leon and Cody and Sean and Jake and everybody that's helped put this thing in victory lane.
So the 13N of Dylan Nelson is your hobby stock victor here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, at the Clay County Fair Speedway. PJ, we've got one feature left, Modified Madness, about to hit the track.
Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot thank you all enough for coming out for round number 2 of the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour here at the Clay County Fair Speedway. You have seen some absolutely amazing action, but we're not done yet. We have one feature to go, and it is in your Cam Motorsports IMCA Modifieds. On the pole out of Harcourt, Iowa, that is going to be the 4TW of Tim Ward. To his outside from Ainsworth, Iowa, the 88 of Jarrett Brown. Row number 2 to the inside from Sanborn, Minnesota. That's the X of Josh Rogotsky. To his outside from Clear Lake, Iowa, the 10 of Jeremy Mills. Row number 3 to the inside from Blair, Nebraska. That is the 6 of Ryan Jenkins. And to his outside from Des Moines, the 11X of Tom Berry. Row number 4 to the inside, we'll see Danube, Minnesota's Brandon Beckendorf. And to his outside from Fertile, Iowa, that is the 3 of Kelly Shryock. Row number 5 to the inside from Kellogg, Iowa, that is last night's feature winner, the 21K, Downtown Kyle Brown. To his outside from Torrance, California, he is the 2021 Super Nationals Modified Champion. That is a 5L of Cody Laney. Row number 6 to the inside from Clintonville, Wisconsin. That's the 0L of Lucas Lambries. And to his outside from Sanborn, Minnesota. That is the XXX of Jesse Rogotsky. From Hayes, Kansas, inside of row number 7, that is going to be the 08 of Dakota Sproul. And to his outside, from Slayton, Minnesota, the 80 of Josh Bonestetter. Row number 8 to the inside, that'll be the 48 from Sioux City of Bob Moore. And to his outside, from Plattsmouth, Nebraska, the 01 of Jacob Hobscheid. As the field pulls up behind the Perez Roofing Pace Truck, let's take a look at your last 4 rows. These are all your B feature qualifiers. Row number 9 to the inside, that is from Whittemore, the 2 of Nitro, Nick Meyer. To his outside from Beloit, Kansas, the 11W of Tim Watts. Row number 10 to the inside, coming out of Pella, Iowa. He drives the 127. That is Drew Jansen. And to his outside in the 15M, Harris Auto Racing Advantage Racing TV machine. That is Denison, Iowa's Shane DeMay. Row number 11 in the 69N out of Trenton, Missouri. That is Corey Ray. And to his outside from Ottawa, Iowa, he drives the 141. That is Matt Bonine. Your 12th and final row is going to see to the inside. From Clemmy, Iowa, is the 00 AZ of TJ Wyman. And your 24th and final starter for your Cam Motorsports IMCA Modifieds is going to hail from South Sioux City, Nebraska. It is the 25 of Ricky, the Racer, Steffen. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to give a big shout out, thank you to the Spencer Fire Department and of course the EMTs who help us out each and every night. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being with us. We ask you one last time, ladies and gentlemen, as they go 4 wide in a salute to you, the race fans, get up and on your feet and show these drivers some love one last time. It is your A feature in your Cam Motorsports Modifieds for the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour 2022.
Let's see what these drivers have in store. Here they come 4x4.
Of course, on behalf of everybody with the Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour, cannot thank everybody here at the Clay County Fair Speedway enough for all of your great hospitality and for having us for the second tour stop. All of you great fans out here, as well as all the drivers, Trent Chin and everybody with Trent Chin Promotions. And Scotty, thank you for letting me invade your house on a Monday night. I will say I've been up here and I've announced before, but never since they started doing the 1,000 to win everything. It's kind of nice watching it from here. I mean, I love watching it on Advantage Racing TV, but it's better watching it here. Just saying. Chief Starter Matt Stubbe has the green flag in hand. The Perez Roofing Pace Truck pulls off the backstretch. Tim Ward, Jarrett Brown. They are going to lead this snarling stack pack of hungry hounds into the C's Liquor Restart Zone. We are Modified Racing, ladies and gentlemen.
Modified Madness has begun here at the Clay County Fair Speedway as Tim Ward looks for the race lead from the pole position off turn number 2. The 14W out in front. As Jarrett Brown off the track, ever so slightly back on the track. As here comes Tom Berry Jr. putting it 3 wide now in turns 3 and 4. Jeremy Mills is up to that second place spot. Jarrett Brown, Tom Berry Jr. and exit Josh Rogotsky 3 wide into turn 1.
Oh man, look at this. They're 3 wide, almost trying to push 4 wide. As now Rogotsky and Berry, they're going to get side by side with a 10 of Mills. And look at TBJR. Pushes his way into second spot. Now we have a Central Iowa showdown. As you go to Marshalltown on a Friday, Boone on a Saturday. Who are 2 of the main guys you're going to see battling each other? Tim Ward, Tom Berry Jr. They are 1 and 2 right now.
As Josh Rogotsky has that third place spot, Jeremy Mills fresh off a win Friday night. Kelly Shryock a win Saturday night as he's now moving to the field in the 3 machine to the outside of Jarrett Brown. Shryock gets the high side now in the 3 machine through turns 1 and 2 as Tom Berry Jr. starting to catch the T4W of Tim Ward. As Berry slides it in deep in turns 3 and 4, teed up down low. He'll still have the race lead, but Berry's starting to close in.
Tom Berry Jr.'s going fishing. He's going fishing for some 4 T-dub. He's got him hooked and is reeling him in right now. As they go through 3 and 4, Berry is visibly cutting down the deficit between him and Ward. Ward doesn't realize it yet. He's still pedaling for all he's worth, but Tom Berry Jr. is coming. Josh Rogotsky still in 3rd, Mills in 4th, and Jarrett Brown still running in the top 5.
As Tom Berry Jr. hits the middle line this time by Jeremy Mills way up the racetrack, and he'll jump the cushion, turns 3 and 4, gets the car to rotate a little too much. He'll still stay ahead of Jarrett Brown now in the 10 machine. As Kelly Shryock still on the move in the number 3 car, just finished with the stock cars a couple races ago, now in the modified. Up front though, Tom Berry Jr., he's working to the back bumper of the 4TW, slides it way up the racetrack. He's got the momentum. We've got a battle shaping up here for the lead coming into turns 1 and 2, PJ.
Looking a little bit further back, last night's feature winner downtown, Kyle Brown, currently in 7th, right behind the 3 of Kelly Shryock, who's going to work on the 10 of Chris Mills. Sorry, Jeremy Mills. But look at this. T-Dub on the low side, Tom Berry on the high side. Berry's about to start making some money moves. He's knocking on the back door of Tim Ward as they come out of turn number 2.
Turn number 2, Tom Berry Jr. is within striking distance. In that 11X machine, he works the outside. Tim Ward working the low side of the racetrack. Tom Berry Jr. carries the momentum. He is now to the back bumper of the 4TW. Into turns 1 and 2, Berry now hits the top side, middle line now as they work off a turn 2. Berry a little bit loose, finds the muck, but keeps it on track now as he goes for the race lead. Shooting to the outside is the 11X, looking off a turn 4. Got him at the line.
If Tim Ward didn't know he had company, he sure does now. Tom Berry Jr. by half a car length that led at the line, led that last lap. Tim Ward battles back to the inside. They're side by side through 3 and 4. As they come out of turn number 4, it is going to be new leader full on. Tom Berry Jr., TBJR to the lead.
Tom Berry Jr., the race lead as a 15M machine to May, pulls it into the infield. His night is done. As Tim Ward tries to rally back now. Tim Ward was using the bottom side of the racetrack. He's still committed to the bottom side now in turns 3 and 4. As they work their way off of 4, Map 09, the 141 car. He is in danger as we are halfway down, halfway to go in this A feature. 09 looking to be the first lap car that the leaders will see. Deeper on in the field, Jeremy Mills battling with Dakota Sproul and Jacob Hopscheid, as also the 5M of Meineke, as lap traffic is being caught now by the 11X of Tom Berry Jr. up front into turns 1.
Tom Berry Jr., Tim Ward, both looking to get around the 141 of Bo 9. After that, the next one on the hit list is going to be Jesse Rogotsky. As Berry gets up to Bo 9, they're going to go side by side through 3 and 4. Can he finally get him cleared down the front stretch? Yeah, going to 1, and yes, he's finally going to clear Bo 9. Now Tim Ward has to get around Bo 9 if he wants any chance of getting back up to the 11X of Tom Berry Jr. Tom Berry Jr., another one of those West Coast transplants that decided to come and move his entire life to Iowa because of the racing. He is a national champion in the modifieds a couple years ago. Boy, he would love to get himself a win here on the Midwest Madness Tour and get himself some momentum as he was not in Worthington last night. We would love to build that momentum for the rest of the tour.
As meanwhile, it turns 3 and 4, the triple X, I believe, Jesse Rogotsky almost up into the retaining walls. Tom Berry Jr. will put him a lap down as now we work through turns 1 and 2. Bonister in front of your leader now, the 11X, who has put a car in between him and the 4TW Tim Ward. Meanwhile, Kelly Shryock works to the inside of Jarrett Brown. as they work into turns 3 and 4. Kelly Schreck around him now. He will have, I believe, that 4th place spot as Josh Rogotsky still working in 3rd in the X1.
Tom Berry Jr. so quick, I lost him on the track, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes out of turn. Now we find him out of turn 4. Thank you, Scotty. And look at this. Tim Ward has caught back up with the 11X of Berry. The battle for the lead is back on. It is going to be Ward to the inside, Berry to the outside. Ward by half a car length down the backstretch into 3. Now, TBJR knows T-Dub is there. He's going to go to whip, or to the whip, and whip that car. It was Berry by half a car length that lap.
As you've got lap traffic in front of your race leaders, as we go, car around to the bottom of 2. Oh my goodness.
That is a 69 and in of Ray.
How did Tim Ward miss Nathan Ray? Wow.
The other question is, how, after Tom Berry Jr. built up that lead, did Tim Ward track him back down?
Whew.
Scotty?
Yes?
We are about to set up for an absolute barn burner between 2 of the best in the business. Des Moines, Iowa's 11X of Tom Berry Jr. Harcourt, Iowa's 4TW of Tim Ward. Tim Ward chooses the inside. Per the Delaware double file restart rules, Josh Rogotsky will be to his outside. Then it is Kelly Schreck, and followed by the 88 of Jarrett Brown. Right behind them, last night's feature winner, downtown Kyle Brown. To his outside, Ryan Jenkins. We are getting ready as they go into turn 3. Tom Berry Jr. is aiming for that C's Liquor restart zone. We are back to green with the modifieds.
Working now into turns 1 and 2. Look at the restart by Tom Berry Jr. As Josh Rogotsky works the outside of the X1 car now, as Tim Ward will take it back over 2nd place. Kelly Schreck on the hunt now to the back bumper of Josh Rogotsky. Schreck is there. He'll have the position coming off of turn number 4, but 3 car up back to the 3rd place.
It is still Berry, Ward, and now Schreck up to 3rd. Rogotsky back to 4th. 5th is Brown. And here comes, speaking of Browns, Kyle Brown now up to 6th. He would love to get his way up there to that battle between Berry and Ward and see if he can go 2 for 2 on the night. Right now, the place looks like we got the 0-1 of Hopshide, the 0-8 of Sproul, and 21K of Brown battling each other out. Now let's add Cody Laney to that mix. We haven't heard from Cody Laney yet in this feature. He is throwing his hat in the ring as he is going high, wide, and round the outside on the 0-1 of Hopshide.
As you've got Kansas, Iowa, and Nebraska represented with 2 laps to go now for the 11X of Tom Berry Jr. Out in front, they are TBJR. He is out in front, and Bob Moore will pull it into the infield and call no joy. He will be done for this evening. Tom Berry Jr. picked up the win last time here in the modified, looking to do the same now. White flag is out, 1 to go here at the Clayton County Fair Speedway for night number 2 of the Midwest Madness Tour. Down the back straightaway, into turns 3 and 4. On the restart, he was G-O-N-E, gone. Tom Berry Jr. returns to victory lane at the Clay County Fair Speedway. Tim Ward in 2nd. Kelly Schreck 3rd. Josh Rogotsky 4th. And Jarrett Brown, your top 5. And just like that, TBJR returns to victory lane at the Clay County Fair Speedway and $1,000 richer for night number 2 of the Midwest Madness Tour.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a problem getting the cool air vent tube off the back of the helmet. Now they're having a nice little laugh about it down here. Ladies and gentlemen, he's out of the car, $1,000 richer. Give it up for your Cam Motorsports Modified feature winner,
Tom Berry Jr. Oh, Tom. So you chose to take night number 1 of the tour off. You come down here, almost completely walked away with it, and then all of a sudden, here comes Tim Ward back. Take us through the end of that feature between you and T-Dub.
Hats off to T-Ranchin and Mike. That lane up top, I felt like it was preferred on the bottom, but early on with fresh tires, and it was a little slimy at the get-go, but I could just kind of sweep out and grab that traction, and I started gaining on Tim. I just kind of didn't know how to hit this totally right, and then I'm happy that caution came out, but I didn't know if I was in the lead, so I was happy that I was in the lead, and then I figured I'm going into defense mode now, down 1 and 2, and once I got down there, I realized there was actually some rubber down there. Not much, but more than through the middle. So just hats off to them guys for not making it a one-lane track. I felt like it was pretty racy. We started 6, and we'll move on and go again for night number 3.
What was going through your head when you had the lead, you had it for a while, you didn't see anybody, and all of a sudden you see Tim's nose again?
As bad as I felt, I was like, man, they got to be coming. So it didn't really I didn't want to see him, but it didn't really surprise me. And like I said, I just had to adapt. We got that caution at the right time. A lot of these races are won by luck. And I was able to, like I said, regroup myself, change my line, calm myself down, and we ended up getting the win.
$1,000 richer tonight, or we're going to see you on the rest of the tour?
Yeah, I'm going to try to. Is everything, like I said, car's straight now. We knocked the deck and spoiler off it in the heat race, so that kind of sucked. But we got her patched up, and we'll head to Alta tomorrow and see what we got.
All right, well, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, your Cam Motorsports IMCA Modified Feature winner for your Zach Sales and Service and Big Deal Car Care Midwest Madness Tour 2022, night number 2, the man they call TBJR, Tom Berry Jr.